Here we go. Ugh. What's up, Roland Safe? I guess I'm technically supposed to put this on my Discord. What's going on, guys? Just getting ready. Come on now. There we go. Cool. That was a tight war, though. Hey, Demis. Subject. Contact request. I don't know who you are. What's up, friend? Let's do all the daily stuff. Orbs. Oh, good. Rescue. Wait, was that a Blitz orb? What happened? We are targeting Rhino. We are picking up Rocket when I see him. Vulture. Subjecty. How we doing today, guys? Happy Friday to everybody, if that still means something. Anything here matter? No. Hey, Chandler. Hey, Terrence. Or postage. What's up, Robin? How are you? What can I open? Red stars don't need to be opened. Always something good in the basic. Hey, Krudik. Hey, Assad. Always enjoy catching Assad. You get the joke then? Oh, no, I totally get the joke. I got it when you messaged me on Discord. I was like, World Warrior. Let's claim some stuff. Let's see. I don't think I have a war going on right now. We just finished one. Yep. Oh, we do have a war going on in the middle of this stream. Cool. All right. So I could do some blitzing and then we'll kind of reassess. What's up, Iceman? Hey, Jay, back with it. How you doing, guys? How are we all doing today? Oh, I should probably redo my blitz teams. Is that better? Is that more important? Yeah, let me redo some blitz teams. I got Shuri to Gear 14, says Science, very happy with the results. Thank you again. Yeah, like Scientist Supreme doesn't need to be high investment for her to do her job. You know, and that's one of the things that like I don't want people to forget. When Scientist Supreme hits her special or her basic, because you're fighting off against characters that are weaker as far as focus and resistance is concerned, or at least it was since Fox Next added the slider and then removed the stats of characters. Great move, Fox Next. All right, let's take a quick look at all the teams. What's up, Jed? All right, so the first thing we have to do, I don't want to redo all my blitz teams. This one is fine, right? This one's fine. This one is fine. Hey, stochasticism. This one's fine. I guess we could technically replace Thanos with Mysterio, since Thanos does nothing and Mysterio actually does something on that team. Alright, we'll delete that. Now I think I just unlocked Psylocke. So let's get her on the Brawlers team with Wolverine. And probably we can afford to cut JJ from this setup. Oh, I haven't touched her yet. All right, let's go deal with her. Hey, Garrett. Hey, Alex. How we guys? Love the content and the continent. I'm happy I've provided both for you. a, a nice geo mechanical landmass that you can live on, as well as entertainment and knowledge. We can get her up a little bit more than normal. Yeah, that's fine. Anybody, so which team I should work with her? Well, Yo-Yo doesn't really get a team. She's just like the best protector in the game. So, what's up, Kev? You, as far as Yo-Yo's concerned, depends on what you need her for, right? Like early game, she's always going to be a good protector, providing you know how to build around. So like, if you are on a team comp where Drax is better for you, then you can't just put Yo-Yo on the team, right? But if you have like CM, you could do a lot worse than putting like Yo-Yo, Ms. Marvel, and CM together. That'll actually be really good for you, in my mind anyway. Take these. Just want to get her up to a couple K. Should have bought that offer for Yo-Yo. Well, I don't know if you should have. Equip. None of this costs anything because green gear does not matter when you are 30 days into the game. I could put this last one on too. Blue gear for mutants? Yeah, sure, why not? Hey, Alec. How we doing today, guys? I'm very relaxed. I look forward to this. Built that team for an alliance mate. It's not bad. She's probably strong enough to be placed on the brawlers I just made, so let's go. Sorry I'm doing this like crazy live, but like I think that's how most people do their blitz anyway. What's up, man? Change team. I don't think she's that much weaker than JJ. Yeah, no, she's stronger than JJ. Cool. Let's pull JJ out. Put Yo-Yo in. I'm not Yo-Yo. Damn, you got me, guys. Psylocke in. So we got a little bit of teamwork on everything. Punisher's the only odd man out, but like whatever. I don't have Iron Fist yet. So until I get Iron Fist, Punisher just kind of floats around anyway. 70 shards of Yondu for 30 because I was so sick of farming him. Hey man, I will never fault you for buying characters that progress you. I will never fault you for buying anything, really. Big Island, Hawaii. What's up, man? Alright. This team doesn't really get worked on. It's just the best with what I have. So you're done. Then what? So we have... That's fine for now. That team is technically missing Rocket, but like it's not like I'm missing anything out on these guys, right? You know, if I had Heimdall or Sif at like a reasonable investment, but I'm not putting that much gear into them, I'd probably replace CM on this team. Good team to use a Captain Marvel, pretty much anything. But the best, right now, one of the best combos in the game is Loki and CM. Guaranteed your money back to murder one character every turn, or the first turn. And when you start a fight 5-4, and one of those characters you have, you can count like you'll kill the opposing CM, which is huge. Block Party tier 7. I don't know. Let me check. My phone. This team is fine. This team is missing... Oh, Juggernaut. Juggernaut goes in this team. That's right. Alright, so let's get Daredevil off this team. We're going to put Sabretooth in the middle, wherever that guy is. We're going to put Juggernaut in the back. I know I just unlocked Juggernaut, but I don't know where I put him. Or if I, yeah, I did nothing to him. Okay, cool. This team is good. Loki can be switched with SSM for defense. Yes, that's true. Loki should be switched with SSM for defense. Is Loki and CM good even on defense? No, because you don't control. There's no guarantee that Loki and CM are going to target the same person because they're stupid. On war defense, Loki always puts taunt on the target as well, but that's really just to help Hela make sure the spread happens of defense down. Do we know if Loki CM works well against the Black Lord team? In that they will still kill one character, yes. In that it will matter, no. That might not matter because empowered Thanos is a real problem. Like, let me just put a little bit more into Juggernaut, who is Mystic, but that's okay. I can afford to give up some Mystic gear. Will we be getting Loki and Hell offers in the store after Sif, Heimdall, and Thor? Most definitely. They very rarely will release random parts of a team. They always have some kind of plan as far as when they're going to release characters, so I would expect to see them around the same time. Is this team balanced? Yes. Is this team balanced? I mean, I could technically put Grenadier here, but like, why bother? This team is irrelevant. Technically, I'm supposed to put these two together. I think these teams are fine because they're garbage. This is the one that's holding me up a little bit. No, he'll still win. Okay. Let's try out some new teams. Did you reach 65? Hell no. Slow crawl, man. I only get like 600 or 800 XP a day. Here, I get about 600 to 800 XP a day, right? So let's use the calculator. And 139,000 minus 128,607 divided by 900. I am currently 11 and a half days away from hitting 64. And that's assuming I'm getting 800 energy a day. And since I'm not buying energy, I only get the energy I accrue. So maybe I can shave that off and make it a solid 10 days away, but like ultimately it doesn't matter. What's like the point of getting to 65 or the level cap is to be able to do stuff. And none of this, I'm not ready for any of this stuff anyway, so there's no reason to. Happy to help, Googs. As a newer player, look forward to getting at least the Hell offered on Locker and might get Loki as well. We've already determined that, what's his name? I like how my hat will like go invisible because yellow and green are still green screened apparently. Well, yellow is half of green, I guess. Challenges. What are we doing here? Training day. I can't really progress because I'm not 65, so we're here. And then the other challenge is ability enhancements, and I need controllers and protectors. Can I do anything here? Let's see. Well, we already got these two. Mantis will go here. Rhino is tanky AF. Drax is pretty good. If I swap these two out and put Thanos here, I might get some energy to her, so let's see what happens. You made a mistake, Leon. Go to sleep. I'm not worth it. Yeah, feeding Rocket's the best. Should I focus on Arena Star after 5-starring Drax and Vulture? That's up to you, my friend. I'm choosing after I 5-star Vulture, I'm probably going to work on Juggernaut, but it really depends on when I expect. Like, if I think I can get Magneto, I'll work on Magneto. If I don't think I can get him in time, I will go straight for Heimdall and try to get a oh wait, no, I can't farm Hela. That's rough. 6-star Drax, bro. Yeah, but you have infinite time to 6-star Drax. 6-star Star Wars not that crucial. You don't even need to do Dark Dimension 1 to do Dark Dimension 2. Now you don't. Oh yeah, 100%. But like, if you like look at everything as a trade, right? How soon am I gonna worry about Chaos Theory? Like what? Getting to like 4? I wouldn't worry too much. Red stars don't matter. Like, they do matter, right? In Endgame when you're fighting up against other people with red stars, but like now, they're not really doing too much for you. I'm kind of gonna let it happen. Oh no, that was the real character. This is what I get. All right, we're not even trying this fight. My characters aren't strong enough and I don't need to worry about it. Winter Arena say 7-star, 7-star. It's 3 months old. How much you spend on a crap? 7-star Cole, 7-star Corvus, 5-star Thanos, 5-star Minerva, and 6-star Proxima. Give me a sec. I'll run the numbers real quick. About 2K. That's about a 2K team right there, considering the fact that Thanos is where it is. But the most important thing is Ebony Maw is not a good legendary for everybody. Ebony Maw is exclusively a legendary for new whales, like people who started the game. That's why they gave everybody so much time. Ebony Maw is not for us, because if we are to believe Wolverthor's video and the counter is Ultimus and Korath ain't getting Maw now. Was he have Black Bolt? All he has to do is have Black Bolt. Everything else he could have whaled his way up to. But there's almost no reason to, like, one of the reasons to work on that team is because they gave you so long while you play to know that you needed Black Bolt for the Black Order. Like, they told you with like 2.5 months of time, and then they extended the time and they made more offers. So it's very clear that the decision they made was to make sure that players who were new to the game and wanted a whale would have the best arena team for multiple months, 6 months plus. 5K on MSF? That's not unreasonable. I know people who spend a shit ton more than that in the opening couple of months. Like, conservatively, it's actually dirt cheap to do that. Block party. My goodness. It's already like $1,500 or $2,000 to have the 4 Black Order characters maxed up. Yeah. Well, you're free to play, but how long have you been playing? Over a year, right? It's very unlikely that many free-to-play players who haven't been playing for at least a year are going to get Maw. Ooh. Yeah. 10 months, so basically a year. That's fair. Well, I guess the addition... Did you get Black Bolt this most recent pass? Am I buying offers? No, I'm not spending any money. That's why this is a free-to-play account. Or are you asking somebody else? It's a free-to-play account because I spend $0, not some arbitrary small number and then claim to be free-to-play. I might as well. Black Bolt second pass, that's fair. Oh, no, definitely not. Mega Orbs... The problem with Mega Orbs is what's in them, while technically correct in that anything you open as a younger player in the game, as far as, you know, age of time played, is relevant to you, that implies that any character shards are relevant to you, and there are probably about 15 to 20 characters that can only trick you. You know what I mean? Yeah, but we're not talking about a free-to-play player on day one. We're talking about a free-to-play player, like, now. 640 days is almost 2 years. Yeah, like, as you progress more and more, legendaries become easier and easier to unlock. FCM Loki with Thor and 2 randos work well. I don't like using Thor without Hela, because Thor doesn't get charged enough. Because if Loki takes hits, he dies. But if you have Hela, that'll be fine. And if you don't, then you can probably just bridge with whatever tanky or healing characters you have. Like Mantis and Drax will be great on that team because it lets CM really take on the show. What team would you build to unlock the Hela node? Which one? What do you mean? You mean when I'm level 71 and can do it? I haven't really put too much thought into it, but since I'm going to have Sinister 6, I'm probably going to do a modified Sinister 6, because the only character on AIM that isn't that is useful outside of AIM, the only character that's useful outside of AIM is Scientist Supreme. So by that point, I might invest a little in Scientist Supreme, but like investing in her now is stupid. Like, it's a dumb person move, because she doesn't do anything for you now, and she takes a lot of tech gear that you don't have the access to. You're supposed to be farming characters for a goal early game. You're not supposed to be like gearing up 15 teams. Like, you're just gonna be obliterated. Grab doesn't have any use outside of AIM. if like Scientist Supreme can be put in a team with no other aim characters, Graviton cannot. You cannot use Graviton without at least Scientist Supreme, possibly, and then obviously he gets stronger with more aim characters. So like I love Graviton. He's a great character, but like you got to know how to use the characters. Oh, I hate Sif. I hate her so much. Like on the Asgardians, great. What is this? Orbs. Yeah, and Asgardians, yeah. Like, she does exactly what that team's supposed to need, which is soak damage while Thor charges his passive. Grabbing Scientist Mood symbiotes. Well, that's not just Graviton, right? That's a team. That's an entire team, which is Graviton plus Scientist Supreme plus people with debuffs. I use that team in U6 for funsies. I don't know if I'm gonna need to. I'm probably gonna go Starlord, Rocket, Loki, CM, and Hela for offense, and for defense it'll be Starlord, Rocket, Groot, Symbiote, Spider-Man, and CM most likely. My question, not Grenadier, Jake Lee. Finally unlocked Miles, immediately leveled him to gear 10, really useful for simplifying fights in top 100. Yeah, dude, no joke. People that don't know, like, Miles is pretty much a cheat code in early arena. Like, you just control every bit of the fight. Let me do arena fights, actually. Where am I? I'm still 400 something, right? Yeah. Let's see, what's the hardest fight I can do? 376. 376 looks high. Come on. Yeah, it's not a team. Oh god, there's a Strife? This is a 4-person team. What's my arena defense at the moment? I don't know. Probably Hela, Symbiote, Spider-Man, CM. I don't know. I don't know what my arena defense is. Doesn't matter, it's not gonna hold. So like I don't care. If you want to know what the arena defense to hold in the very early game is, put the tankiest motherfuckers you have in and hope people don't know what they're doing. You die now. After each note, I like Age of Ultron. You don't get to do anything. Oh no, everyone's taunting. Well, let's see. Which is the threat here? Is it Strife, who does nothing? Or is it Thanos? When will I start trying to get Phoenix? Something a lot of people don't quite get is that as you progress, there is a large number of characters that you just accrue over time. This doesn't matter. So I'm probably going to take inventory constantly. Isn't SSM bad for defense? He's not good or bad. He's nothing. He's a character that does AoE damage with a stun. Depends on what you're fighting against. Like, would I use him in my main account? No, absolutely not. He does nothing. He literally does nothing on my main account. Would I use him now? Yeah, absolutely. Because the only people that are fighting me are people that have weird mishmash teams. And they wouldn't be able to control it. I mean... You're saying the same spot as me? Trying to think, what would I do if I got a yo-yo right now? It's a lot of bio gear. I don't know. I wouldn't use her as a main. I wouldn't put her on arena defense or anything. She doesn't get the focus that she needs really early. I don't know if I'd work on yo-yo if I got her right now. It's kind of the same as Minerva, right? Like, you know what she's good for, and that's it. But you just work on characters when you need them. Oop. Didn't farm him today. I kind of stopped farming him because I was like, eh. Had there been a double drop, I have enough cores that I definitely would have been able to like hit him. So I'm like, nope, that's good. Considering the fact that yes, like last week, like it was good enough. I'm like, that's fine. It's close enough. Vulture's almost 5. Did I buy him already? Did I buy him and not pay attention? There's no shame in buying Minerva. As a matter of fact, if there was exclusively one purchase to make in this game and then never spend money again, it's probably Minerva. Was your Hela 4 Yellow Star before? I mean, she's been 4 Yellow. She was 4 Yellow Star last week. I didn't get new Hela shards. She's been this for a while. Yeah. Be careful with data mines. That's all I gotta say about that. I don't know. I don't think I would work on Yo-Yo right now. I still have quite a bit of ways to go with some bio characters and some tech characters, so I would have to be a little bit more discerning than a lot of others people. That's the biggest point. The biggest point about free-to-play is that you have to be more discerning. You don't get, as a free-to-play player, to ignore Captain Marvel if you get her for free. You know, like, there are characters, Symbiote Spider-Man, Hela, Captain Marvel, Loki, there are characters that you don't have an option but lean into if something comes in. I don't know. My assumption is she's 2 months away, like literally over 4 weeks. So if she's over 4 weeks away, yeah, I absolutely should have no problem getting these characters up. Mysterio is always the question, right? Because there's no other Sinister 6 character that I could use to get her, and Mysterio is literally almost impossible to farm. But I'm still farming like Green Goblin and Shocker every day. I'm sorry, I'm trying to farm them every day. I don't know why. Like, I'm not gonna get any Shocker shards. Like, I don't. Yeah. Oh, 2. Yeah. Rhino is probably. I'm doing the same thing with Mantis that I did with, or Rhino what I did with Mantis, which is I open. If Rhino, I buy Rhino, and then with whatever's left, I open orbs, and then I just repeat the process. Not much. Gear tier 8 or 9, maybe. Start up a free-to-play a month ago as well. I miss Star-Lord, but yeah, well, that makes sense. CM, Loki, Miles won't work against the defenders. That's not possible. I've literally used that exact team. No, I didn't use But like, you just kill Punisher first, and then they don't have damage. Then you kill Iron Fist, and then they don't have anything. As long as you're slowing Luke Cage on turn 1, you should be able to kill the rest of the characters. The other thing is, your damage, you don't have damage on that team, right? Like, you have CM and Loki to do the one-shot combo, right? Miles is not really damage. Isn't really doing much damage right now, because you don't have a lot of investment in her. So even though she is doubling up on Miles and CM, it's not much else. So Mantis and Drax need to be replaced with damage dealer. Which damage dealer? It doesn't matter. Needs to be another damage dealer, because you need to be able to force them out with that kind of comp. Because that comp is all about damage. You're not about trying to win a long game. Like, it's not a raid team. Raid teams are about sustain. CM is one character. She doesn't get to take that many turns. Like, if you're not killing Punisher on your first pass, that's... Oh. I don't have any city heroes at 3-star? That's crazy. Oh well. I do not give a shit about this event at all. All of the sadness in these orbs. The worst case scenario for me is Taskmaster. Worst case scenario for me. Because I'm going to have like 40 of 45 Taskmaster. And one, I'm not going to use him. He does nothing to my roster. He doesn't help me at all. Right now. And two, by the time he does become a relevant character. Yeah, right? Like every time. Oh boy, I hope I don't get a 7 red star CM. It's actually not terrible. I'm farming Rhino and then I'm opening Blitz Orbs. If you... Oh, that actually did happen, yeah. Someone pulled a 7 red star on Ebony Maw. Ebony was in... But it wasn't in a regular, it was in an Elite 4. He was in Elite Orbs. I don't want to work on her. She's so useless. Technically saving Mystic Gear for Thanos. I don't use defense teams. There's no reason to use defense teams. Why are you working on Thanos? Because the second I get starlord, I'm going to use the BKT. Which should new players buy in the U-Store? There's no answer to that question. Whatever they need. I didn't start spending credits until I had a shit ton. Like, realistically, whatever character you need. There's no right answer. Sorry, man. Wish I could. Wish there was a right answer. Could tell you there's a wrong answer. It's anyone that's currently on the screen. Graviton's the wrong answer. Like, BKT is the best Kree team. Early game, it's kind of a cheat code to get through most of the early game, where you can start auto fighting U6 nodes, and the more you can start auto fighting U6 nodes, especially now, the harder U6s you can do, the more rewards you can get, the faster you can start gearing your other characters, the more likely you are able to jump into U7. So I use the BKT. The team is Starlord, Rocket, Thanos, Minerva, and Groot. There are no alternates. If you do not have that team, you don't have the BKT, you have something else. We are doing like 90% on U6. We can't do that last push. And it's a lot of it's due to separation in roster. I could do something like so technically, what's this fight? Oh, this is the worst one, and this is the worst one on the other side. I mean, I'll be a G and fucking do this one, right? Magneto is solid. Yeah. Everything is temporary though. Like, Magneto will eventually be outscaled. I remember that because I had Magneto. You can't have the BKT without Star-Lord. I don't understand the question. When a team gets a name, it's not based on a theory. The BKT is Star-Lord, Rocket, Thanos, Minerva, and Groot. That is it. There's no modification. There is no alternation. There is no, what do I do if I don't have it? You do something else. And if you don't have that team, you have to build a team that's built for sustain and high impact damage. So at that point, Thanos is useless, so get rid of him. Minerva's okay still, but not as good. Rocket does nothing. He becomes a useless character. The entire team falls apart. What do you mean when? I never open raid orbs. I only open raid orbs if the character is not in the store. Raid orbs are a waste. Raid orbs are really great if you don't care what you get. If you want 9 shards and 8 of them are minions, not 8, but like 7 of them are minions and stuff you don't care about, open raid orbs. I open raid orbs now when I have a lot of raid currency, because it's just like, whatever, I'll get a bunch of random character shards. But in general, I save that currency. Once you have the characters you need at 5-star out of the raid store, your raid cards are exclusively going to gear. That's it. Raid orbs used to be really good. Blitz orbs used to be really good. Now they're too dense. There's too many things in them. Oh, I don't care about the Tony haters. The Tony haters are failing, dude. It does not matter to me what happens to people that are doing dumb things. Like, people who are failing do not affect us. Has your main gone back to U6 to claim those? No, it's not. It's gonna be a long time before we go back to U6. We'll do it like accidentally once. Sorry, I'm doing my dailies on my other phone too. So I'm gonna just try it. I don't want to auto this, but fuck. That's fair. I mean, technically they can get extra gold orbs right now. Why are you waiting? If they don't have the self-control to hold gold orbs, like, that's on them. Going very well, Marvel Mobile Games, the website. Boop. Booped your nose. Oof. Oof. That hurts my face. Shazam! Oh god, that Minerva died a lot. Yo, he straight up was just like not having it. Sorry. Yeah. Passively accounting for human nature? That's fair. Hulks in U6 are different beasts to anything else? Well, it's okay. Like, eventually you outscale it. All the Thors were stunned and none of the Hulks. It's amazing. 3, 4 red stars or 1, 5 red. Depends on the 5 red, right? Or the 4 reds. If you're talking about building up a ton of other characters, then like, yeah, it's probably 3, 4 reds. If you're talking about one key component like Black Bolt, it's a 5 red star. It's probably Black Bolt at 5 red probably means more. In general, I would always get the 4 reds, right? Like, I want more characters stronger. There are very few exceptions. Please stop targeting him. Why? I clicked him. What makes a good sustained teams for rating, in your opinion? It's not an opinion. I don't have an opinion. There are answers to that question. Like, what makes a good sustained team is high defense with defense up and the ability to heal frequently. It's one of the reasons why Fury's Shield can still do pretty much any raid where it's capable of and go in. This team is not built for sustain. This team is specifically built to, like, bat your head against the wall and see what happens. What I could do to make this team a little bit stronger is put Drax in it to give me a little bit of an edge, but, like, it probably got taken away. But because he pulled a 7 red star, they probably gave him another 7 red star orb. Who should I put my tier 2s into? Tier 2s? Blue? Blue pieces? Whoever you want, they're blue pieces. What's up, Booger? There's no... They're blue pieces. Eventually, they're going to be irrelevant to you. So the same rule with everything else. What are you working on right now? Use them. And if you have nothing, wait. Eventually, you'll have a ton and you can do a whole bunch of investment. Yeah. Blue pieces are hilariously over. Like, you're going to start getting a ton of them. So if you want to know who to spend your blue pieces on, it's the people you're going to use in raids to get more blue pieces. So then... It's like, it's like in games where you have the option to work on somebody that gives you more experience, or if you take a skill that increases your experience, you take that every time, because now everything you do from now on is going to be faster. I use the blue pieces to get the blue pieces. Makes sense, man. 2200 tier 2s, can't possibly spend them. Yeah, right. Why is BKT so important? It's not. It's not more or less important than anything else. Why am I working on the BKT? Because there's no player who's been playing the game for less than a year that should be entering U7. Just mathematically improbable. You don't have the depth of roster to be able to cherry pick certain things and be able to succeed in multiple game modes. So the BKT is a great option because one, it makes U6 trivial. It's a one-stop shop for U6, right? And now that there's a slider and more difficulty nodes in U6, you can do more difficult versions of U6 and get more rewards, which will help you build up other teams. And over the course, the overlap between characters that are great on the BKT and characters that you can easily use in Dark Dimension 2 is dramatically great. So now you can clear Dark Dimension 2 as quickly as possible, using only 2 or 3 of the characters in the BKT, and those are Groot, Starlord. Those are Starlord, Minerva, and then Groot. You could do that. Hell, you could probably use the full BKT. I mean, I wouldn't, but you could. It's just I wouldn't use Rocket. He doesn't really matter that much in Dark Dimension 2. But like, why is the BKT so good? Because it trivializes content, and any team that trivializes content is phenomenal, especially at the investment point. I think that's something people don't realize. The investment you have to put in the BKT is pennies. It's 5 characters that you can get to gear tier 10, and start progressing at a level you weren't able to progress with previous teams. That's not a made up number. Sure, you could put more levels in them, right? You can get them to level 60 and 65, 70, whatever, doesn't matter. Gear tier 10, the BKT will do its job. It requires exactly 1 tier 4, and that's Thanos's passive. No. Is Ultron still a character you tier 4 abilities? Yeah, nothing. Ultron hasn't gotten worse. Ultron's still great for a lot of things. More importantly, it depends on when you get Ultron, right? Like very early, like however early you get Ultron will carry you through everything. Like imagine you get an Ultron, right? And then the only people who beat you are people who wailed for Black Bolt and Yo-Yo. Not Yo-Yo, I'm sorry. Black Bolt and Ebony Maw. And you're like, okay. Now you've created a whole separation between people who are outspending you, people with Ultron, people without Ultron. And granted, Ultron can be beaten, but like the margin of people who can beat Ultron is very small. What are we talking about? Difficulty in U6? What for 100%? I'm talking about difficulty 6. Why? How would I know that? What possible understand? Like I would have no idea. I'm not doing difficulty 6 U7. As a matter of fact, I would argue that by the time I saw difficulty 6 U7, it's probably time to move on to U7. Like if that's the case. But reasonably, if I had to guess, considering the fact that the old U6 at 150 you can auto fight everything, and at 180 you can auto fight while going into another room and making a sandwich, I would assume that like 220k, but even then you won't need it. You know, like at that point just invest everything in Rocket, but you don't have to. You can work on other teams. Like by that time you have Ultron, just use Ultron. You know what I mean? Mine was significantly lesser. Yeah. No problem. Like unlocking Ultron is still the best thing a player can do for their roster, just because of what it lets you do. Anytime you like beta, congratulations. Anytime there's a tech lane, just put Ultron on the node and you win. What other tech characters you have? Didn't matter. You have Ultron. And that's going to help a lot because beta is the hardest game. Beta is the hardest Greek raid for the average player. It's great for whales, but it's hardest for average player because there's no one answer. You have to work on multiple different things, which don't necessarily help you in either alpha or gamma. They could. There's overlap, and I did an entire video series on that, on what the overlaps are, how to rate characters based on where they're good for, which is why Star-Lord's rated so high. You want to talk about U7? Okay, we'll make this entire conversation about U7. The second you are in U7, you don't really need to work Star-Lord. All rockets suck without Star-Lord. You don't use Rocket without Star-Lord. You barely use Rocket without Groot, but you don't use Rocket without Star-Lord. It's not a team. What's up, Weirster? Gamma isn't harder? Nope, because you have answers, right? So like Gamma, if you're in the middle lane, you know what to work on, and it's a team, and you can work on that team. If you're in the outside lanes, like have CM, have Minerva, which are two characters that are very good and high impact, and then the other characters don't matter. Use Kree minions, whatever. And guess what? If you did level up Kree minions, or if you leveled up Ronin, like those are characters that are needed for other things. Kree minions are needed to unlock a legendary. Great, you get to use them somewhere else. Gives you a little bit more value. The hardest part of the Greek raid is past 60. The hardest part is like once you're starting to do the Brotherhood lanes and the X-Men, because you can't use Sinister, and Sinister's a really good healer. When is SSM scheduled to return? Probably like the 15th of next month. The actual nodes in Gamma aren't harder. It's just having the things, and it goes the same with Beta though. Like Tech Mystic, name your 5-character team on Tech Mystic. Yeah, it's like, is Tech Wing still good in U7? Is it still good in U7? It was never good in U7. It was adequate. It would like get you to 30 or 60% depending on how many heals or cores you wanted to spend. If you don't have Black Bolt, do you have Symbiote Spider-Man? Like right now the best U7 team is Hela, Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, and then 2 healers. You pick the 2. Minerva, Hela, Thanos, Ronin, Jugs. Minerva, Hela, Thanos, Ronin, Jugs. Does that sound like a team you've hard farmed? You know what I mean? Does that sound like, are you working on that specific team? Maybe. What do I use for the Mystic? What was that? Well, that's just pure Mystic. There's no pure Mystic node. That's the thing. Hella better than Ultron? For what? For what? Like overall? No, absolutely not. U7? Absolutely. Is it better to push for 6-star Star-Lord? You don't push for anything. If you think you can do it, if you run the numbers and you believe that you can get the total number of shards you need to get a 6-star Star-Lord, knowing he's either 2 weeks or 4 weeks away, or he's either 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so away, right? So if you think you could do it in the next month, then yeah, why would you not? If you don't, because the second you finish one of the characters, you could start working on a Sinister. You know, like once one is at 6, you're done. Like Drax gets done, cool, start farming, you know, Vulture. You don't need a 6-star Invisible Woman. It's just if you have a 6-star Star-Lord, you can do Dark Dimension 1 relatively easy. Ultron's still the best character in your opinion? It's still Phoenix with a really close Black Bolt. Phoenix is still fucking problematic. I think Beta would be a better fit at 5 lanes with each gear traits. No. Disney Heroes? No. No. That's the card one. No, I don't play that one. I've seen it. I'm not in it. Hey, look. So, real quick, let's get Thor out, put Miles in, and walk over this team. But I have a 6 red star Invisible Woman want to unlock. What are you gonna do with your 6 red star Invisible Woman? Like, what's your plan for your 6 red star Invisible Woman? She'll be 6, right? She'll always be 6 red star. 5-star versus 6-star. Yeah, she'll be stronger. I don't think Ebony Maw is strong enough on his own. He's okay. If I'm close to getting Mysterio's 5th star to finish my Sinister 6, yes, I would recommend you finish the character. Phoenix is either in 2 weeks or in... It's either her or Star-Lord next. I believe Star-Lord's coming next. Some people believe Phoenix is next. So after Ebony Maw, there will be either Star-Lord or Phoenix, and then the other one. That's it. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. If you're gonna miss Star-Lord this patch, you absolutely have no excuse not to get a 6 star. So if you're gonna miss Star-Lord, I don't know how long you've been playing, right? So if you've been playing for like a month and a half or 2 months and you're not gonna get a 5-star Star-Lord, then you have to work on other characters. I never said that. But if you are gonna miss Star-Lord this pass, you now have at least 3 more months before you have to worry about it. So then just like try to get them to 6 star. I like Sin 6. And then work on the characters you need, like Sinister 6 to get a W. You may even want to like take a tour guide into Kree, depending on where you're at, so you can get Nick Fury. Probably miss Phoenix's pass, but I will be ready for next pass. That's fine. Should I push hard to get 5-star Sinister 6 in time for IW? Or should I just wait for a next pass? I don't know how, like, what are you going to lose? Everything's an opportunity cost. So, like, do you have a Star-Lord? Will you easily have him? Could you have a 6-star Star-Lord? If you the answer to any of those questions are, I'm fine, then you should absolutely push hard for the Sinister 6. Because that gives you Shuri and Invisible Woman, right? And then you could just not do anything with them. You could just leave them. Like, once they're all 5-star, you could just be like, cool, they're good for now. Well, you don't got to push them to 6. Just get them to 5. Get your 2 free legendaries that come with it that are useful in every and other game mode that you could ever use them in, right? Like Invisible Woman and Shuri are phenomenal characters all around. Having success with Hela, Thor, SSM, Groot, and Rocket. I don't like Rocket, but that's fair. I unlocked Loki yesterday. Yeah. Oh, Rocket. The answer to that question is fucking Rocket. Because you have Hela and Thor, so you want Loki on that team to chonk up some extra Thor hits. What are your requirements for Phoenix? Villain Mystic Controllers, of which it is Mordo, Nobu, Hand Assassin, Hela, Ronin, and Loki. Yeah. It's all about what you know you can do, right? Especially because we know that Star-Lord is coming. We don't know if he's 2 weeks from now because everything was pushed back, or if he's 4 weeks from now because everything was pushed back. We don't know. So if you think if you can do it in 2 weeks, right? Like, do it. But if you can't do it in 2 weeks, then the second you find out that like you can't get Star-Lord, then you double down. You know what I mean? Like, the worst feeling in the world is knowing you could have had something for free and then having to spend money to get it. Fury will become permanent before Star-Lord? Yes, confirmed. Star-Lord will not becoming permanent. No, the rumor that Star-Lord is becoming permanent is inaccurate. Nick Fury is the next one to become permanent. I don't know where they heard Star-Lord. This is how rumors start, right? Someone sees something happen, and then they tiny brain it, and they go, well, Iron Man was the first legendary, so it makes sense that the second legendary is going to be retired. And when you think of things like that, you don't see things for what they really are. Iron Man was retired as a legendary for 2 reasons. Number one, it was unfulfilling for the Iron Man event to come back. It wasn't generating anyone money. No one gives a shit. No one cared about Iron Man. It didn't matter. So they weren't going to do anything about it. And the second, like the most important, is no one is buying S.H.I.E.L.D. characters. You're either waiting to get him or you're not. He's not impactful. So now that they retired him, it's because it was something that you could do over time and still feel accomplished. Star-Lord is still generating a metric ton of money. And I'll tell you, if there wasn't an event around Star-Lord, this would be it would be the easiest thing in the world to tell people, hey, just work on him. Just work on him. Nick Fury, on the other hand, no one's buying Kree for Nick Fury anymore. No one cares about Nick Fury. He's not bad. He's not a bad character. His team isn't bad, but they're relegated to war defense. You don't need them. There's teams that do what they do, but better. So why are we worried about Nick Fury? We're not. So Nick Fury's getting retired. This isn't an opinion. This isn't my thought. This is what's happening. I'm telling you, this is information. Choose to believe it at your own peril. Like, that's not my problem. But Nick Fury is being retired because Nick Fury is generating them no money. Realistically, the next character that is likely to be retired is probably Invisible Woman, which is crazy. If Star-Lord was permanent, no, I would never promote starting with AIM. Starting with AIM is the dumbest thing you can do. Unless you're willing to spend a shit ton of money, then start with... Like, it's not even smart if you're willing to spend a ton of money. Start with Asgard. It hurts my heart to see Iron Man so bad in this game. He's not bad, he's just meh. Is Fury still good enough, though? Yeah. You could still use Fury Shield to clear Dark Dimension 1. You could still use Fury as a decent character. I still use Fury Shield on any node that they're allowed. Like, global nodes in... what's it called? In raids, if it says global, I use Fury Shield. I just click auto, and then they win. Sure, worth 100 spending. I don't know about that. Not more so than other characters. You know. Excited for the new Power Armor team? Yes, we need another counter to Hydra, and once that team takes over, it'll be another multi-team counter. Think we'll be getting a free Groot in the next Star-Lord event? I don't think so. No, I think they just did a random free Groot thing. IW over Shuri to be retired. Shuri is way easier to farm. Yeah, but there's incentive to spend money on the characters. Making Shuri easier to access will give people easier access to the Red Star thing, and that's not something they want. Making Invisible Woman easier to access doesn't really do much. Like, sure, she's on a war team, and sure, she's a really good option for Dark Dimension 2. But other than that, she's like, it's not really gonna hurt anything. Where do you believe Vision will go when Ironheart comes? Oof, no one. Why do you care? What does it matter? Somewhere. Not with Scarlet Witch, you know. Like, I'm not entirely convinced that he's not better on that team than Iron Man. I'm not entirely convinced that he's not better than Iron Man. But yeah, you'll probably just, like, worst case scenario, you'll throw him on defense, or he'll be with Ultron. Plenty of options. Where do you believe, Tony, if you got Ultron today, what would you start working on tomorrow? Like, right now, if I got Ultron? So the implication is that I have all of the things I'm working on to get Ultron? Or you're just saying, like, I open my mailbox and they're like, here's a free Ultron? Because if I got Ultron right this second, they're not rumors, they're real. Domino is one of the characters. That was in my predictions video. No, it wasn't. It was in last year's prediction stuff. If you had everything up to the point of, if I had, like, the point is, if I had Ultron, I would tell you what I do. I'll do it right now. I would, the second I unlock Ultron, it's not going to change. Doesn't matter what. I'm going to look at my roster. I'm going to assess what I'm missing from what, you know? Like, like, how many Asgardians do I have? Do I have a close enough that I can make a push to Black Bolt? Yes? Then I'll move to Black Bolt. If not that, then I'll be like, all right, what are my villain Mystic Controller set up, you know? Which is great, because now there's an overlap of two characters. If you start working on Hela and Loki, that's two characters that you have towards, like, two legendaries, you know? Still wondering about a team for Dark Dimension 2? What are you wondering about? Star-Lord, Minerva, Invisible Woman, 2 other characters. Yeah, and by the way, I'm not being facetious, like, 2 other characters. Doesn't matter who they are. Put Nebula, it doesn't matter. Those 3 characters will win the fight. The other 2 characters are just there to keep them alive. They wouldn't bench IW without releasing Silver Surfer or Doctor Doom, though. Those are 7 different ideas. They would bench IW because IW does. They actually, realistically, they'd probably bench Magneto. If they were to bench anybody, it'd probably be Magneto. Magneto is still a phenomenal character, and he's one of the only characters that does what he does. But, like, again, I don't think that Magneto is making them too much money. Like, unlocking Magneto is something you get to do. You don't have to do. There's no content. You heard it here first. Nebula DD2 viable? Yeah, of course she is. Ravager Bruiser is DD2 viable. Every character is DD2 viable. As long as you have the 3 characters that make sense. You're in a war fight with one opponent who has a TCP higher than all of you. Fun. Hey Tony, how's the roster? Good. The good news is you're just gonna win that fight anyway, right? Because you're gonna beat all the other rooms. So how long will Dark Dimension take with Star Lord, Minerva, and IW? I did it in 9 days. And I did it in 9 days before like didn't have red stars, you know, like they were there, but I didn't have them. So now it's just easier. Has your alliance on your main account made it past the normal level? Yeah, we're on level 2? 1? I don't know, whatever. It's like easy, slightly more difficult, but not like much, and then 3 is back to where it used to be. I did my second run in 8 days as opposed to my first run a month without having Star Lord ready. Yeah. What gear do you suggest to stop farming? I stop at 10. I only work characters over 10 if I need them for something. You can one-shot all fights with Star Lord Minerva as long as you are careful and protect Minerva. Yeah. You could use like Minerva. You can use like 3 tanks. You know, you can use like Juggernaut, M'Baku, and IW. It does not matter. I always recommend that if you're going to bring 2 other characters up, you may as well bring characters you think would be good for Dark Dimension 3. You know, off the top of my head, characters like Hela, Symbiote Spider-Man, Sinister if you have them, you know, like any character that gives you a little bit extra. Shuri, which is what it is. Yeah, but having a bad node is whatever. SS, Hela, IW, Minerva, and Star-Lord, and I finished. Yeah. Hoping Fox next brings Gambit and Rogue. Man, he doesn't throw he throws cards? I thought he just throws knives and guns. I'm pretty sure he just throws knives and he shoots somebody. Like... Oh, okay, you know. He throws a knife, then he throws cards, and then he shoots someone in the head with a gun. Best character kit ever. Stars don't matter. Like, once you get it, only reason to care about stars on a character is if there's a legendary unlock of the character, or if you have very high red stars. Like, I would only start worrying about 6 and 7 starring characters if I had 5, 6, or 7 red stars on them, just because the increase is so great. This game isn't like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes or DSA where like stars make a difference. Like, nope. You want more stars, right? Like, stronger is stronger, but like, I'm not going out of my way. I'm not buying more CM. Wherever I want. He just becomes homeless. Hoping Fox next brings... Yeah, okay. More so wondering between normal and level 1. Can only find... Yeah. Like, it's just slightly harder. They don't have stats. That's the thing. Stars unlock things. That's it. Like, yeah. Like, honestly, once you get a character to 5-star, what level do I stop farming characters? I don't understand what that question means. Like, I'm still buying Drax because I have so many arena credits all the time that it's like, whatever. I mean, like, I farm characters whenever I need characters. What level has nothing to do with it. Two and 3-star as Guardian? Usable for what? Usable for what? I know people ask me all the time, I have a 2-star yo-yo. Should I even bother gearing her? I'm like, yeah, she's great. Good characters are good. You don't, like, there's a reason why so many characters aren't good. Because when you look at a character at 7-star, 7 red star, guess what? You don't have that character. Doesn't matter how good they are. And they're only good comparatively. Because if every character was 7-star, 7 red star, then, like, would that character be good? That's the real question. Is a character good in a parity level, Or even better, is a character good in punching up? Like, how good does your team have to be to do whatever it needs to be done? If your team needs to be 400k, sorry to tell you, your team's dog shit. Doesn't need to matter. It doesn't matter. Unless that's the minimum. Unless you can't do U7 with a team under 400k. You know what I mean? Like, unless that's just what the setup is, and then that's just what it is. But any character that needs everything involved, like, is just terrible. Are you just pulling decent red stars in your main characters or tokens to buy them specifically? The earlier you play the game, your red stars tend to give you really good on high impact characters. It's a design feature to keep you playing the game so that you always look forward to the next thing. It's also kind of meant to trap you. Like someone just said earlier, I have a 6 red star IW, and my response was cool. Because it doesn't matter. Because a 3 red star IW is great. So a 6 red star IW is great, but stronger. And she doesn't do damage, so the red stars don't matter. And she can there's a cap on how much she can put a barrier on, so that doesn't matter. So red stars on IW don't really matter. Psylocke, I got a 5 red star Psylocke. It's gonna... Am I audibling? No, of course not. Why would I do that? And then I got a couple of legendaries. Oh, wait. Namor, you dirty bitch. You get that star. We're gonna... Just to let you guys know, when I unlock Star-Lord, the next thing I'm doing is bringing Namor up to gear tier 10, specifically to solo war teams. Like, just to be like, oh, what, 100k team? Namor. I actually have to put a little bit in him. The blitz charges aren't worth it, but if you got the cores, man, spend them. There's not an exact date for anything in this game, because if there were exact dates, you could plan accordingly. Mobile games, specifically gacha games, do not like to tell you when things are possible, because that makes it more likely for you to slack off and more likely that you're going to spend money. It's a form of marketing called frustration marketing, and it is abhorrent and successful because people don't have impulse control. You're gonna have a 7-star Namor way before Ultron at this rate? Yeah, right? Is it better to go for Black Bolt rather than Phoenix? There's an overlap, dude. Yeah, technically, yeah, Black Bolt is definitely better than Phoenix for what you're trying to do, right? Like, for progressing and being able to accomplish stuff in raids and the true endgame stuff, yeah, absolutely. But, like, you can't do DD3 without Phoenix, so, like, nah, you know? Well, you probably can. Just why would you? Jugs is useless without Magneto? You are so fucking wrong. Jugs is the best tank in the game. The absolute best tank in the game. Colossus with Phoenix is the best tank on a team. Juggernaut is the best tank in the game. No, this is not live. Juggernaut, no, he's hands down the best tank in the game. Juggernaut is a better tank without Magneto. Here, can someone please present to me an argument why Juggernaut is a better tank with Magneto? I will wait. What do you mean what makes him the best? He taunts. He does not die. It's not a 2-turn taunt. You're 100% wrong. You did not read the most important piece of information. Jugs is actively worse with Magneto. He does not have a 2-turn taunt. He actually loses both of his taunts before anything happens. Check. Read it. Read Magneto's kit. Upon being hit, if Magneto is present, Juggernaut gains 25% of a speed bar. And speed up. Which means as a tank, he powers through his taunt, which reduces the amount of time he's taunting, which makes him a terrible tank. With Magneto, he is not a tank. He is the damage dealer. That is why the Brotherhood team is a combo team. just on his own. I used Juggernaut as my tank for Dark Dimension 2, and I giggled as 9 or 10 characters would just keep hitting Juggernaut, and he'd be like, what's up? What's up? What's up? No damage. Yeah. He's a tank to a T. But on that team, of course I see every angle. Juggernaut's resistance is also insane. He also gets... Oh my god, like... There's like 2 characters in the world. Is Cole going to be getting another blitz soon? Yes. I'm 13 mil on my main account, or just under 13 mil on my main account for Cole right now. I'm going to stop. I got another 10 mil, 10 or 11 mil I got to do, so I have tomorrow and Sunday to do it, so I'm just going to try to relax. Today I spent pretty much all day blitzing. Yo, I'm missing a blitz rotation now for this stream, but I'll probably do it offline. Yeah, if Juggernaut's taunting while slowed, go ahead, fight him. The only person that's going to kill a Juggernaut is an Ultimus. Trust me, if you don't know that, go take Juggernaut into the final fight of U6. Yeah. Well, I know what my goal is. My goal is like 24, 25 mil, somewhere in that range. So once I hit that goal, I just stop. Blitzing like crazy, yeah. Also, I don't know if I'm going to have time on Sunday. Ultron can kill Juggernaut easy? I wouldn't say easy. He definitely doesn't one-shot him. He definitely doesn't one-shot Juggernaut. Juggernaut has death proof. The second Corvus blitz, a Hordak got in my head and was like, you gotta hit 23, you gotta hit 25. And then the last day, I'm like, all right, I'm at 25. He's like, you gotta hit 27, man. I'm like, why? He's like, because they're blitzing, and it was like 20, and I was like, I hate you, Hordak. Like, I always trust my gut, because my gut's usually right when it comes to this. Hit 27? No need to. If the people who are blitz spotting and cheating got X on Corvus, the amount of cores don't make it. Like, we ran the numbers. Like, people always think, like, look at all the extra cores you have, or the charges you get. Like, oh, okay, hold please. How many points are your charges worth? If you don't know how many points your charges are worth, then, like, the conversation doesn't matter. No problem, met him. He doesn't heal. You can use Juggernaut anywhere. Can you use a Guardian team to get starlord without Groot or Rocket? Well, you need Guardians or Ravagers. So you need 5 Guardians or Ravagers, any combination, at 5-star. I'll show you my guys. You want to see what the team I'm using? 1. Oh, I actually didn't farm him. Oops. Could you imagine? Oh, that's fair. He's number 1. Look, I'm not going to get 0 shards for the next week. He's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. That's it. Blake Davis. Are you Davis Blake from Discord? What are the odds? Gonna be tough without Rocket and Groot, though. Wait, the starlord fight? Dude, you could do the starlord fight with 3 characters at level 1. You could solo that fight with, like, 1 damage dealer. You could have Drax and Groot, and then 3 level 1 Ravagers, and be, like, all 3 of the minions. They'll die, and then starlord will win the fight. Easiest fight in the world. Hey, Alto. Can Drogue survive in DD3? No one can survive in DD3. It's a trick question. Do I have to take the team to level 75 for Dark Dimension 2? No. But, like, you get to. You know what I mean? Like, you get to take your team. When I did it, I had to be level 70. So, when I did Dark Dimension 2, like, way back when, like 2 months after it came out, like, when I did it, my Minerva was 2 or 3 star, no reds. Yeah. When starlord, either 2 weeks or 4 weeks. I believe he's 2 weeks away. Most people think he's 4 for some reason. What's up, Keelan? Difference between level 70 and 71 in DD2 is laughable. It becomes way easier. Yeah. Yeah, you get to use them. And for the cost of just gold, well, and training materials, but like it's not gear, you know? Once you get into gear tier 13, especially if you're going to use those characters in other content. What do you mean how, though? Magneto pulls everyone together. Juggernaut hits everyone with his charge. And he gets his charge faster because people hit him. So it speeds up the amount of time it takes for for Juggernaut to do his charge, which increases the overall duration of how much or the overall quickness in which they take damage. Any tips on farming them? What do you mean? Every day? Worst one is Mysterio. There's no tips to farm anything. Just do it all the time. Spend cores if you got them. No, I'm not. I don't think Starlord is first. I have reason to believe Starlord is first. Do you refresh to 100 cores? I don't really refresh character nodes unless I really need that one character and time has come up. But I just go in every day, farm the character, and then walk away. So these are the guys I'm farming. This guy's a store, this guy's a store, this guy's a store. Now, if we get to like a week before, I try to wait for double drops. So right before a legendary event, there's always a double drop. So as long as I'm like within a decent chunk, that's when I'll spend all my cores. No, it's fine, Nick. Why do you believe Star Wars before Phoenix? Is that the normal order? No, it has nothing to do with normal order. It's because people think that there's a normal order and there isn't. Fox Next doesn't assess things based on a normal order. There's no, like, if you thought there was logic or reason to how Fox Next does things, like, you get tricked, you get jebaited, and then you get really mad when you're like, oh, man. I just have reason to believe Star Wars next. Hey, you're almost done with Bruiser. I'm done with Bruiser. I just haven't farmed him in, like, a week. Like, I literally haven't touched his... Like, there's no reason for me to waste the energy. I need one shard. There's equal chance I'll get him out of a basic orb, you know? Like... You think I think the next patch I think it's X-Force, but I really think that ISO 8s are the next patch. 4.1. You can survive Dark Dimension 1. Survive? That's not the word I would use to describe that. You can definitely complete Dark Dimension 1, but Gamora doesn't do anything for that team. Is Bruiser in the legendary character? No. Thanks, Larry. Who are the best tanks? Like tanks in the game, Drax, Juggernaut, arguably M'Baku, depending on what you're tanking, but M'Baku's a really good tank. If he had a reflexive taunt, he'd be really good. Colossus with Phoenix present is the best tank in the game. That's pretty much it. Sif and then we have like full team. Sif on her team is a phenomenal tank. Thanos is a terrible tank. Thanos is actively a terrible tank. He's such a bad tank that in his team, the Black Order, he's not the tank. Think about that for a second. AIM Security is a really good tank. AIM Security is a really good tank. But AIM Researcher is also a really good healer. Like, crazy how good she is. What's ISO 8? It's a new game. It's a new game mod. That we're waiting to see if it ruins the game or not. Sif with Asgardians? Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a toss-up between Drax and Juggernaut. Because, like, think about what's the point of a tank, right? What's the point of a tank? To prevent your team from taking... Luke Cage is the worst tank. Luke Cage is, like one of the worst tanks in the game. Stripe's not even a tank. Stripe's not even a tank. Stripe is an ability block. Shield Security is a really good tank on the shield team, but outside the shield team, Shield Security is kind of questionable. I don't remember what I was going to say. Probably what the most important thing to remember is Drax does something that no one else. Rhino's not a tank. Rhino's the damage dealer of the team. Crazy, right? Mr. Sinister is a better tank. At least he gives people self. Yeah, any character that you get for free is not high quality. Wolverine, dog shit. Hulk, garbage. Ms. Marvel is a pseudo tank. She's not a tank by any definition. She's closer to a protector than a tank. What's the difference between Drax and Jugs then? Drax works better on teams that need to accomplish something quickly. Juggernaut works better on teams that need to be around for longer. That's it. You really want to make sure that your opponents can't kill the character they need to on turn one? Drax. If your entire combo... This is recording. Hounds. So sad to think of an off-tank hand sentry, but Spider-Man is god level. Spider-Man is terrible. Spider-Man is the worst member of his team. Spider-Man is a terrible character. Yeah, Hounds. I recorded this 4 hours ago. I expected you to be here at 9:26 p.m. Spider-Man is hilariously bad. So Jugs is better for Dream? No, it's literally the other way around. But like, these are just like, all I'm saying are words. None of these are rules. Like, if I have a team that I need Drax, I can't allow my opponent to kill someone first, I use Drax. If I'm placing a character on defense, I'm using Drax as the defense character because you have to get past Drax. That's it. Once you get past Drax, cool, but you had to do something to get past Drax. Oh yeah, Iron Man is the absolute worst member of the Power Armor team. And it's really close because Rescue is a worse character than Iron Man, but she's still a better member of the Power Armor team than Iron Man. He has 90% dodge chance when he's an AI though. How many characters have this attack can't miss? Because my Black Bolt giggles every time Spider-Man takes a turn. Next team review is AIM. Should go live tomorrow. You think the team offers will ever come out of A/B testing? They're not in A/B testing. They should be coming out relatively quickly. But again, it's Fox next. No one has information. Hounds, is Rescue the absolute worst character that is essential for their team? It's a great question. I think she is. I've used Drax to great success in PvP a lot. Oh my god, don't put me on Facebook. I know I'm in all those groups on my like real life account, not my Tony Scungili account, and I just see what people say and I'm like, uh-oh. So would it be better off sticking Jugs or Drax with symbiotes and ME for arena? Drax is way better on that team. Keeps Minerva alive, and then if you get the added benefit of if Drax does die, Minerva reses him and he gains taunt again, which is crazy. Well, essential for war. Nothing's essential for war. The only thing that's essential for war is winning your war fights. That would throw the other team into a mess. Why the hell did he pick Drax? You can, sometimes like, there's a lot of like tiny little play you can make, but I tend to put Drax on teams when I know what they're trying to do early. Like if I let a Black Bolt slide, because I've let a Black Bolt slide before, I'm not using Drax. Like his basic will clear that taunt. Ghost Rider, oof. Ghost Rider's pretty fucking rancid. Yeah, Ricardo. Exactly that. To a T. The short list of abilities where tier 3 are like Shan Yu's, you know, any really powerful character. I still haven't unlocked Daredevil in my alliance. Cringe. I don't have Iron Fist. My alliance seems to be cool with it, considering the fact that I'm half the TCP. Well, I'm like half the TCP of the highest people in my alliance, and I'm able to keep up with them. So they're like, eh, whatever. Under what circumstances would you combat cancel a war attack? If I did not make progress on the team, that is when I would combat cancel a war attack. If I brought in a wrong team and I did not make any progress on the fight. So sometimes you go into a war fight with a specific, like winning the fight. Sometimes you go into a war fight with the goal of taking out one or multiple characters. For example, we'll just use the defenders because a lot of people tend to put them on defense for no reason. So if you fight the defenders, the goal is kill Iron Fist. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. If Iron Fist is dead, they can't heal anymore. So once you kill Iron Fist, you win that fight. So you bring in a team that kills Iron Fist. And if I somehow manage to fail that due to RNG or something else, bad luck, whatever, then I back out. Because losing my team and accomplishing nothing is worse than losing an energy. However, if I do accomplish anything in the fight, burning cooldowns, killing specific characters, if I make progress on the fight, then I keep the fight, because the loss of my team isn't worth making this someone else or my own problem again at the cost of energy. How many nodes can you get done near U6? We're like 90%. How many can I get done? Depends on early. I could do like 4 or 5. Late, like 1 or 2. Don't use Scientist Supreme. She's actively terrible. Dude, the amount of people that lick Scientist Supreme's taint is ridiculous. And it's always people who use Scientist Supreme in like corner case situations, and they're like, I couldn't believe that she saved my life. And then you put her on arena defense, and then you just watch your entire defense down team get fucking beat because they had a Groot or an IW, and they just removed the debuffs. Ghost Rider, I think, guessed. Happy to help you, WHS. Besides a tank, what other characters? Couldn't believe that the healer healed. Yeah, I know I want to change her. That's what I'm saying. She's hurting me bad. Dude, just literally, like, at that point, it doesn't matter, right? Put it. You have Minerva on the team, put in Vision. You know, like, put in anyone. Scientist Supreme is murder. I think she's going to be exposed in the new U7. Yeah, I think a lot of people were like, look at how good Scientist Supreme is at putting defense down and offense down on other characters. Which is true, she was. And I think once that stops being all the time, and once her flip isn't as relevant, like when it's just damage, there's a reason why Scientist Supreme is actually terrible in U7, and it's because she dies in one hit with defense up. She just doesn't sustain. And if a character can't stay alive long enough to do something, what are you gonna do? Don't start playing DSA. Wait a month. Wait for me to give it my last month of me giving them a chance before I start telling people do not play this game. They have been messing up a lot. I'm doing DSA after this though, by the way, so about a half an hour from now we're gonna take a break, go over to Twitch and do that. She was good to get into U7, but she's more like training wheels. She's like Falcon. You take on your first legendary for new players unlock? Weird question, Mark McIntosh. Weird question. Also, very informative. Only 2 mobile games I play is Clash Royale and MSF. Fair. Do you think they will rework Iron Man? No. You still think we're on 3 weeks away from Star Wars event? Yes. It's only a weird question because anyone who's been watching me for any amount of time longer than 1 minute knows that you should unlock Starlord as fast as possible to progress through the game. I'm trying to get past all these Asgardian teams in my arena shard. Beating the Asgardians isn't hard. Let me find an Asgardian team. Oh no, I'm in Defenders hell? Let me get out of here. 288? Sure, I'll beat up a Defenders team. Thinking I have to get 100% to advance will keep a bunch of my alliances from advancing too far in U7. Late game alliances, my alliance is 105 mil. That's fair. What month was the last IW event? Two months ago? I know, Mark. If you take any action that doesn't lead to getting Star-Lord as fast as possible, you're handicapping yourself behind a lot of other players. How did we not get the how did I get Minerva question? We'll check them out. We'll check all the offers out in a minute. You don't tier 4 Carnage as passive. You tier 4 the team. So, like, do you have Symbiote, Spider-Man, and Venom? If you do, then you tier 4 Carnage as passive. And then you work on those characters. No problem. Yeah, like, there's no option. There's no start to the game that gives you the value. A lot of people like to believe that there's... And again, there's a difference. Like, if you're willing to spend a ton of money, right? If you're willing to spend a ton of money, CM tier 4s, pick them. Start from the bottom and work your way up. They're all great. Ah, here's an Asgardian team. I'll spend some cores to beat them up. Cost me nothing. Yes. Justin, yes. That's exactly what it is. Got them all 3-star except Venom. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to beat up another Asgardian team. Wait, this isn't even an Asgardian team. Wait, who did they not play? Loki? Loki is the one you're cutting? No, not my symbiote Spider-Mans. I need him. And you're all dead. AIM can't do all game modes. AIM literally can't do all game modes. AIM can, by the time AIM can do all game modes, you've already surpassed half the game modes that matter. And now you're far behind the 8-ball. God damn. But man, if that was Loki, nothing would have happened. About a month and a half. Symbiotes are not the cheat code in Dark Dimension 3. Not even a little bit. However, for the city node, you can do it with 2 symbiotes. If you have just Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man, you place them on opposite sides of the fight, and then they just go forever. It's hilarious. How much have you invested in Symbiote Spider-Man? Enough. Let me check. 7 red star rocket, doesn't matter. It'll matter over time. Don't, like... Hey, is it you, Wiki? Cool. See, yeah. He's gonna get 2 more pieces, then he's done. Right? Like, I'm done. I could technically bring him up 1 level. Like, whatever. I'll get him to 65, probably. Like, he's an important part of what I'm doing. But I still don't have Carnage yet. But I'm also not farming Carnage. Hey, look, I'm almost unlocked Gamora, guys. We're only on week 13. And I've almost unlocked Gamora, never farming her once. A Monstrosity, Kree Noble, Storm. I could farm Storm, right? Ooh. The symbiotes make the gold challenge easier? Oh, God, yes. Even though they don't have 100% drain, the speed up is super relevant. Yeah, I already answered you, Blake Davis. Did I not answer him? Did I not say throw Drax on that team? To keep the guys alive? Would you gear Storm if you have her? No. But another character not planning to farm Venom anytime soon? No. Don't need him. Which 5 are you getting to unlock Mags? Haven't decided yet. Wolverine is always one of them, right? Because Wolverine is always incredibly high up. Where's Wolverine? I never know where he is either. Yeah, Wolverine's gonna be 5-star accidentally over the next couple of days, right? Like, so we just count Wolverine. All passives. Tier 4. All the passives. Not one of the passives. All of the passives. And then arguably Thanos' ult is okay. Ebony Maw's ult is okay. Wait. Yeah, Ebony Maw's ult, not his special. His special is a waste. People who tell you to tier 4, I'm telling you right now, you've heard it here first. People who tell you to tier 4 Ebony Maw's special doesn't live in a world where tier 4s mean anything. They're just like, spend your tier 4s. Fucking insane people. Yeah, no, Jax overall. Could Sif Store, SSM, Venom, and CM be a decent raid team? Not Sif. How do you heal? How are you healing on that team? There's absolutely no sustain on that team at all. It's not offense down for 2 turns. It's the second turn of... I think it's the second turn of defense up. The infographic out there by you-know-who says Moss special first. Yeah. Oh, is there an infographic out? I haven't seen it. The difference is I look at characters and I make assessments based on what's worth it. What MSW special? MSW? Question mark? Swap for Gruder Mantis. Oh. Would Maw special be okay for tier 4? What solo purposes? What independent purposes are you using Ebony Maw for that special? Not yet. Oh, they might. I'm doing DSA after this, yeah. Would it help in U7? I don't know the answer to that question because I'm not currently having problems in U7. Would 2 turns of defense up help? I don't know. Would you replace someone like Shuri is still better than Maw, right? So, and that's what she does. So maybe? Who does he replace? Symbiote Spider-Man? Hela? Maybe there's a new team with Maw. I don't know. Maw has... You guys have seen Maw's cooldowns, right? They're like 9 years. Oh, offers. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. That's my fault. My B. I'll just do this for Maw's special? Not even kind of. Maw's passive, definitely. What's that like, what do you need 2 turns of defense down when you've won the fight? Like, what... I think a lot of people don't understand how quickly the Black Order is going to win. Yeah, but at that point, then you're saying, like, should you tier 4 something... Should you tier 4 Phoenix's basic so it does more damage in raids? It's like, no. If you're using Phoenix on the node, it's to solve a very specific problem. I wouldn't use Thanos... Symbiote Spider-Man, Black Bolt, Thanos, Maw, and Hela. How are you healing? How are you sustaining? Yeah, I wouldn't do a special. And again, I could be wrong because of some piece of information that I don't have. Maw's ult's pretty okay. All the passives, maybe more. Oh. Alpha Fire. Specifically, none of his other tier 4s are worth it. His basic's okay. His special is... Okay, here's the rule. His special is for dummies. That's it. We're just going to be mean to everybody now. You're a dummy if you put tier 4s in this special. You've wasted tier 4s. If I'm correct, right? Wait. If I'm wrong. His special is the one that adds the buffs, right? Like, I'm not being an idiot here. Is that what his special is? Yeah, special is buffs? Yeah, the dumbest shit to tier 4 that. Like, absolutely insane. Look at what it is. Yeah, beta sucks, right? Beta was just like, cool. But why, though? What do you mean, why? Answer the question yourself, man. Use your brain. Why would it be dumb to put tier 4s in that? His tier 4 adds a second turn for defense up. Correct. Casino said Yo-Yo's special was more important than his basic. That's not correct at all. As a matter of fact, if you put tier 4s in nothing but Yo-Yo's passive, you're still okay. And if you put it... putting it in her basic only matters if the only other Inhuman is Black Bolt. Because if it's not, you're still taking a chance. Yeah, 2 turns of defense up is irrelevant. Or you're giving them an opportunity to swap it. Or you're giving them an opportunity to take advantage of it. Offers. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's take a quick look at the offers. So, Hawkeye sucks. But this comes with 200 energy. Yeah, her basic is worth it with Black Bolt. But that's it. So this offer is like 200 energy with a free Hawkeye. Like, whatever. This is not worth $5, but like, whatever. I don't think there's hybrid teams that can win. I don't think there's hybrid teams that can hold up. I think the full Black Order on offense will easily defeat any hybrid team. And I think that the full Black Order on defense has maybe one specific counter. So, Red Star Mega Pack. Nope. Red Stars ain't worth anything. Hometown Heroes Bundle. It's fine. You can do okay. Gatekeeper offer. That's the Monday Blitz. Doesn't matter what the Monday Blitz is. You don't believe in the Tona counter team? It's not that I don't believe it. Here, I'll talk about that in a second. Let me get through this. $30 for Heimdall ain't shit. Like, this is a whale only offer. Sorry. Also completely irrelevant. This offer doesn't do anything. Where did people get the misconception that Ghost Rider's a good character? Where did this happen? He's fine. He's like very okay. He's like above average. Is that it? No, I didn't say he's cool. He's cool as shit. His head's on fire and he has a chain. Like, he's cool as shit. But good? Like, I don't know, man. The Vision offer is cute. No chance. Oh, so a 7 red star Ghost Rider on defense is killing people. You think I'm starting something funny? It's alright, Alpha Fire. Plenty of people are wrong all the time. And it even gets better when people are wrong in my stream. Ghost Rider isn't even kind of good. I've asked people many times, can you please give me one example of a situation where Ghost Rider is a top tier character without ever mentioning Arena? At least this offers for a legendary unlock. Same kind of here. All these offers are ridiculous. Gold challenge? You can do that with characters you don't spend money on. So why would I spend money on it? Hey, look, I could spend less money and put a new character in. Yeah, oh no, if you have a 7 red star Ghost Rider, you can get value out of him on arena defense against other 7 red stars. Arena meta character. Arena defense meta character based on what's happening right now with high red stars. I don't like the blob offer. I don't think blob is enough. Neither the toad offer. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an alright offer. There are better characters to get to 7 yellow star than the defenders. What if you got Night Nurse for 30 bucks? She's getting reworked. This is close, but it's not great. No. I don't think any of the characters are worth it, but I'll go into that later. Nope. Hard no. I love, you know why these offers exist? Because people invest in everything all the time. Because people actively run out of training materials because they're like, I spent all my stuffs. I spent all my things. Look at how many different teams I'm working on. Oh no, I don't have any. This exists because people just like have to move the slider maxed out all the time. Just remember, if you're buying this offer, it's because you have no impulse control. Triple. Premium War Pack is terrible. I like this offer. Had to bring everybody to 75. You have to bring everybody to 60, dude. Like, how do you know Night Nurse is getting reworked, Tony? I know everything. That's how I know. Feel free to check my predictions video and see of all the things I knew in January. Predictions 2020. Title of the video. You'll see all of the things I knew. Well, yeah. There's no fun to be had in this game. You have to make your own fun. So the only fun in this game for me is to play with my friends. Because I can't do anything. I already... Doom was supposed to be the reward for Dark Dimension 3. They pushed him to Dark Dimension 4. What are your thoughts on Tona Black Order Tower Team? Thanks for the answer. Thanks for reminding me of that. Let me just fix this real quick. Oh, thank you guys. I'm not 100% sure that the team works the way he says it does, or the way him or Wolverthor talked about it. That said, and I mean this, if the brand new team that requires 5 characters, because that Black Order team can't be 4, right? In order to empower Thanos, which is the point of the team, got you, Hans. If you can't use the entire team to stop the one character that team was designed to stop, there's going to be a lot of people mad. So, what does Ebony Maw do for your team, right? Or do for the team that isn't already doable? And can he make other teams good? I don't think so. I think there's always going to be people that try. It's the same people that try Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, and Crystal on arena defense. And I go, haha, look at that. Dead. Like, dude, Black Bolt is so ineffective at stopping Ultron that I use Ultron to kill Black Bolt. Seriously. Like, seriously. If you put Black Bolt on your defense team, my Ultron will kill him. Like, he does not matter. He doesn't prevent you from using Ultron. So I believe that if that team does counter every time, watch my stream last night, beating up Black Bolts all day. Yeah. I think that if that team does, if Ultimus and Korath are part and of a team that can beat the new legendary team, why do people think that? Give me one reason why his relevancy is lowered with the Red Star rework, and I'll answer that question. Also, tell me where you heard that from, because I want to punch somebody in the face because that person doesn't know how math works. Because enough people have said it that it's not like an independent thought that people had. They heard it from some content creator, and that content creator is wrong, and I need to stop them from being wrong. If you're taking mobile gamers' advice on how to play the game, that's on you. If you want to take mobile gamers' advice on how to have fun and do cool stuff, go for it. But if you're taking his advice on, like, skill, that's on you guys. I can't stop you. Doors on the left. Like, don't hang out here. I can't undo that much. I love mobile. Well known. But don't take his advice on how to fucking play the game. Jesus Christ. This guy called Killmonger Warmonger for fucking 9 months. Not shots fired. I said it to him. Stop what? Shit talking Trev? It's my favorite thing to do. Top 5 characters to level up to complete an arena. There's no such thing as top 5 characters, which you have. Yeah, like, listen. I watch every single, like, when he does a video that does offer reviews like this, by the way, this offer, buy it if you can afford it. I love this offer. Doesn't matter where you are. This offer is worth like 500,000 gold minimum, as well as a ton of resources that otherwise you wouldn't farm. It's great. It lets you farm nodes that aren't there. Like, the closer you are to the end game, this offer still helps. It's never bad. I don't buy it because I don't, like, I only have like 6 farmable characters left, you know, so like it doesn't do much for me, but the gear would still be great. This is like the best offer they have. I love this offer. It's like the best offer they have. The other stuff in it, like, I hate to say it, but like, this is alone is worth $25. The other stuff they give us is great. This offer is the shame pack. Like, I'll watch his offer reviews. I support 100%. Now we're talking about mobile gamer again. Like, when he says like this offer is worth it, this offer isn't, he gives really good reasons as to why you should spend money or what it does for you, and I support that completely. But like, strategy, you don't go to Valley for strategy either, right? You go to Valley to find out the news. Nowhere go to, like, if you said Casino said something, I would be like, that's weird. I guess he's kind of looking at it from a perspective that only he can see. But like, I know he puts a lot of thought into that stuff. Yeah, you can't come here saying mobile said do this. Like, I'd be like, all right, go do that, have fun. Remember, Mobile and Valley were the people that told everybody to farm Sinister 6 first because it unlocks 2 legendaries. Free coffee milkshake? Yes, I do want a free coffee milkshake, actually. Sony slightly a trap? What am I giving you in return? Mobile said go watch Tony. Yeah, that's the worst fucking advice you can give. I'm terrible. No, seriously, I don't want anyone to get the wrong. Nothing. I don't have a straw. I have straws. It's fine. What did you spend? You say you spent your most money on? Early game, I spent my most money on unlocking legendaries and getting high legendaries on first pass. Like getting a 6-star version of every legendary on first pass. That was definitely the most money I spent. Then I spent like a couple $1,000s on red stars, and I just stopped giving them money for it because it wasn't really worth it. This offer's terrible. This offer is, it looks cute, right? It's not good. None of these matter. None of this stuff matters. Yo.
Free coffee milkshake for you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Wawa?
Yeah, they gave me 2, and I only ordered 1, and I ordered soda, and they didn't give me any soda, so fuck me.
Do you want a soda?
Nah, I'm gonna buy it. I won't go deal.
What?
It won't satiate my blah blah. I have to go out.
It's Mountain Dew Zero.
Yeah, I'm going to the store.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Milkshake. How are we doing, guys? On your other account, would you... Oh, yeah. So I don't really dig this one. This used to be a really good offer, but like now blitz charges don't have as much value as they used to. The raid heals are okay. Mobile Gamer's cool as shit. Please don't take this the wrong way. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying, like, come on, guys. Know what you're watching. Like... Here, do you remember when Jovenshire did the video for Carnage? Does anyone remember that? Farming Sinister 6 isn't worthwhile for 2 legendaries. First? Yeah, not all legendaries are created equal. Shuri and Invisible Woman don't do anything for your roster. They don't improve the quality of what you can and can't do. Nor do the Sinister 6 team on their own. As an additional... You won't dominate arenas full of defenders. You won't. Yeah, no, that's the most important point. I don't want people to think, because like Trev knows that I love him, because I talk to him all the time. Like when I talk to Mobile Gamer and Casino and Valley once a week at least. At least. Like, and you know what? When you get advice from them, it's cool. Defenders get booty blasted all the time. It's because they're bad. Because every team. Yeah, well, yeah, we're talking about back in the old day, though. Punisher? I don't know about Punisher. I don't have Hell or Loki, who are some good picks. Hand Sentry is really good. Black Panther is very good. Mordo is very good. Scarlet Witch is very good. Loki is really important for some of the fights, though. So once you unlock his node, farm him. You don't need Sinister 6. You don't need anything to beat the defenders. The point is they would beat the defenders. But the idea is, like, how do you beat the defenders? Like, who do I kill first? It's Punisher. I don't know what you mean, how do you beat the defenders? Like, your team is relevant. I can't give you advice without knowing specifically which 5 characters you're using, how strong they are, and how high you're punching up. Like, how do you beat the defenders? I click auto. That's how I beat the defenders, because they're not a threat. No problem, man. Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's why they're the second team. That's why I'm working on them now. Because now I'm getting 2 legendary characters that I will use in the end game, and it costs me nothing. Literally, guys, my alliance, I'm not being carried. You know that. Like, I'm not being carried. I'm holding my own. Hey, look, it's war. Let me go do some war fights. Maybe we win. Maybe we don't. Let's see what happens. Like, I'm not being carried through alliance. I've been contributing as much as some of the other people at the bottom of my alliance. 2 weeks. Can't do anything there. That's a garbage Wakandans team. I can't beat that team. Is Elsa worth farming? She's not Mystic, right? Isn't she skill? Oh, don't get me wrong. If you have the opportunity of getting carried, fucking get carried. Power Armor's already good. Power Armor's... I'm using Power Armor to punch up 200k against teams. Like, I thought she was skill. Weird. But if she's Mystic, she's like the least important member of that team for the Mystic campaign, but the most important member of that team literally everywhere else. So, like, it's crazy. How do I know if I'm in a good alliance? Are you at the top or bottom of your alliance? If you were at the bottom of the alliance, your alliance is carrying you. If you're at the top of the alliance, either you're the best player in the world or the rest of your alliance isn't doing anything. You use Power Armor in Arena? Why would I use... Did I say Arena? I meant War. You're in the middle? That's where you're supposed to be. If you're at the bottom of your alliance, you're on the chopping block. If you're not performing well in raids, then you're the one holding the alliance back. If you're doing everything and the rest of your alliance isn't, then you're being held back. That's how it works. If you're in the middle of your alliance, you're exactly where you should be. You should always be trying to progress with your alliance. What should you work after getting Starlord? Sinister 6. That's what I'm doing. Because I'm ready for Starlord, so. 18th, is that too low? That means you're at the bottom-ish of your alliance, so that means you have to step up. Since it's like sitting in the middle of doing my job. Is it time for me to move on? I'm usually top 4. Well, like, it depends. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you happy with what's going on? Can you convince your alliance to progress further or try new things or try more difficult things? Elsa, awesome with high red stars. Yeah, but high red stars don't matter. Saying someone is awesome with high red stars is the same thing as saying, like, she's awesome on another person's account. How often do you Ultimus raid? Every day. If you're in an alliance that isn't using Ultimus raids every day, like U6, like every day, both raids run every time. If you're not in that alliance, you are not, your alliance is bad. Move to the next one. Using your TCP as a yardstick, not STP. STP is irrelevant. Your STP means nothing. It is a useless stat. It does nothing. It does not improve you. It does not tell you anything. All it says is these are the characters you've invested in or got high red stars in. It is a non-existent statistic. Alternates Greeks and Ultimus, but it feels slow? Yeah, no, you gotta do both. You're in a casual alliance, so if you want more, go into a more competitive alliance. Hell, my alliance, we're doing both a day. We're not doing great in everything all the time, but we're doing both. You can't get better until you challenge yourself. And you don't know what to challenge yourself if you're only doing half a job. Now, if the rewards aren't worth it, that's a different story. Like, if you're only doing 30%, can alliance on U7, U6 at the same time? No, they take the same keys. Technically, they can, but they take the same keys, so you'd be wasting keys. 90% of high-end players with his STP never use that full team. Trash stat? What are we talking about? Oh, just like a general trash stat? That's fair. STP is a useless piece of information. Half a job. Will you count the crying? I don't want to waste too many good characters on this fight. I actually don't know if it's different stamina energy. I've never tried it. When do you think is the player TCP able to do U7 like 60%? The problem is TCP is really, really malleable, right? Like, I have people in my alliance, my main alliance, that are like 4 million, or nah, that's too low. Like 2 to 3 million TCP lower than me, but they're still holding up because where they spent their investments were the most relevant. As a matter of fact, it helped us more in the long run because they keep our total power like low. Happy to help, sweet Elias. Have you built any defenses on war? Why would I put teams on defense? If you put a single team on war defense and you can't do 8 attacks on offense, you're wasting your time. The only things you should put on war defense are garbage characters that are slightly stronger. For every 4 good attack teams or finalized teams you have, you can place 1 defense team. Outside of that, you're just killing yourself. And if someone is telling you to, find a new alliance because they don't know how to war. They're reading wrong text. You can do different Greek raids. They're very different energy. Yeah, I do. Well, I'll often have like the beta gamma or like that kind of thing running, but milkshake, milkshake, milkshake. All right. Love being solidly in the middle. That's fair. No, no, they're definitely not. They look the same. They're not. Greek Raid, Beta, and Gamma, we've run them both at the same time. What do you think about alliances running all the same teams for defense? Great strategy. Absolutely phenomenal strategy. Depending on what the teams are, but like, yeah, absolutely phenomenal. More importantly, can't bring myself to finish that. What this? Hold on. Do you PvP much, Tony? There's no incentive for me to PvP right now. Black Bolt, Yo-Yo. The team I use is Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Symbiote, Spider-Man, Hela, and Shuri. Any advice on how to find a good alliance? You'll know. Search out, see what they ask for, see what you're doing. I don't know what alliance you should be in. What? Drinking a YouTube? I can totally do that. It's totally fun. What's my TCP? 6.5? 6.6? Something like that? Well, I have an entire war series. Feel free to check those out. Or tell them to people. But, like, you don't win alliances by having strong defenses. You win alliances by... Here's the number one rule. If you cannot full clear, right, then it's very unlikely that your opponent can full clear. It's not likely. So if you're not able to do, you know, a full clear alliance war, then you're playing for points. And if you're playing for points, you need to be able to make sure that you're winning more fights, because the only problem you have is time. How do I beat high-powered Asgard and BH in an arena? BKT with Groot. BKT with Groot and or that. So actually playing a live person is boring to you? You rather do it for rewards? Well, you're not playing a live person. You're playing someone with a completely different roster than you. And you don't get to build... And once a character is drafted, you don't get them. Which is already unfortunate, because if I happen to have a very strong character and my opponent has a weaker one and they draft it, it technically bans the character from me. It's not an engaging game mode right now. If there's a reward structure for it, then I'll do it. Like, you know, like the second there's rewards, then I'll take it more seriously. But there's no... It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove that you're a good player. Like, it means nothing. Mostly because it doesn't really cheat out on anything. Like, you don't get there's no, like I've said before, there's no correlation between being good at this game and being an intelligent person. There's none whatsoever. Like, especially because there's an overlap of people who have really strong characters but are also not good at the game. So that like goes to show you that, like, you lose something because you don't really have to pay attention to skill and strategy when you're over geared. It's the same thing in, like, think World of Warcraft. If you can beat the last raid and then you go back to the first raid and you're beating up on it, it didn't prove anything. You're over geared, you're overpowered for content. So being overpowered for content doesn't let you test new things, which is why when there's challenging stuff, it's great. But then there's the problem of things being too challenging. I want a draft system where all characters are the same power. No, the way I would like to see PvP is when you unlock the character, it doesn't matter what your investment is in PvP, because it doesn't matter. Like, you've unlocked the character, congratulations. You get them at this. And we'll say this is like 5-star, 4 red, gear tier 14, 7775, right? Like, every single character, once you've unlocked them, you have access to them. This way, when the bans go through, you're not factoring in silly things. To me, PvP is a game mode that exists to show people who really, really, really want to believe this game has competition to feel competitive. Other than that, it doesn't really matter. Like, sometimes people are like, it's like a MOBA. I'm like, this is nothing like a MOBA. Nothing like a MOBA at all. Do you know why? Because there's no difference between the character you ban and the character that I would play, because I can use multiple different characters. But if you ban my strongest players, if you ban my strongest character, there's a chance I don't win. And this has nothing to do with skill. You ban the character I invested in most, and you had more characters invested higher than I did. So when we do PvP in my stream, what we do is we pick, the lower person picks the TCP number, and the higher person can't use a character over that number. So like we'll say like not TCP number, so like so say I'm stronger than you, right? I'm 6.5, say you're like 4.8. You would say 50 mil, and I can't use a single character over 50 mil. So what I have to do is I have to ban characters you have under 50 mil, and you have to ban characters I have under 50 mil because you functionally destroyed the entire part of my roster. And this way it keeps it a little bit more fluid, because now you actually get to see what you know. Character's total power 50k. Yeah, whatever the character's power is, 50k, whatever. You know what I meant. Yeah, like, so some people come in to go like 62k because they know they have one character at 62k they want to use or something like that. Some people go a little bit higher. But like if you do me, you have to say like, if you say like 90k, that eliminates 3 characters out of my roster, but I still have everybody else. So technically you can actually ban like Black Bolt from my roster by saying 90k, so I could never draft him, but you could draft him. So that's an option, you know, but like that's a more competitive edge because it lets you use characters. No, I just misspoke. Cheers, Dave. Yeah, there's just no skill in it right now. There's just no skill in PvP. Like, and I get it, dude. I love PvP in like every single thing, and I've been super excited about this, and I'm happy that people are enjoying it. But for me, I don't get out of bed unless there's for rewards. Like, I play this game to have fun. I just don't see the fun in banning the same 4 characters over and over again and then playing who got to draft Falcon last, you know? What teams are using more? I only have 3 good offense teams. Let me see if I can use Sinister 6 on anybody. Oh, I could beat up this team. Hold on, let me just beat this team up. Well, it's more important that I take the free wins than anyone else because my roster is one of the lowest. Oh, we're too... Why would... There's no reason to have that far a plan ahead. Because the only thing that can happen if you plan that far ahead is disappointment when something else happens. Or you commit to something that's sad. The most important thing you can do for war... Sorry, for growth is set goals that are realistic and then constantly reassess. So, like, my goal at the beginning of the game was farm the Guardians, right? And then bring up the shield minions, which is why my shield team is like 50k, because I got them all to 10k very early in my experience. And then they gave me a free Hela, and I was like, Hela's really good. And then they said, hey, we're gonna give you a free CM, and I'm like, well, only an idiot would not use some of the best characters in the game that they give you, so why would I handicap myself by continuing to use a really bad team early, or not a really bad team, but a team that's not optimal when they give me good characters to use? Like, I got Minerva early, but I didn't use her because she wasn't good, and she still isn't good for my team. She doesn't matter yet. She'll matter later. But you always want to be working on what the best case scenario is. Like, everybody who plays during the Symbiote Spider-Man milestone is going to have a leg up, right? Because what happens after the milestone is over? Tier 4 Hela's ult or passive, which would you tier for ults? Ult if you're using her in U7, passive if you really want your war defense to be better. Milkshake. Big Pluto, yeah. Milestone orb for Spidey, I say. Yeah, so if he goes to the milestone orb, right? How can any person in good conscience start telling players farm Symbiote Spider-Man right now? You're making temporary content. And temporary content is terrible, right? Well, what if he goes into the arena store? Like I've said this before. If Symbiote Spider-Man went to the arena store, my next free-to-play series is unlock Symbiote Spider-Man as fast as you can, then deal with Drax. You know, like, then worry about the other idiots. Like, Symbiote Spider-Man becomes the best single thing you can unlock in the game because he will progress you solo on everything. Then you can work on whatever else you want. Then you can farm the Guardians. Who cares? You have the best raid team. You'll have like the 3 symbiotes by the time you start doing raids that matter. No, I think it'll be the same milestone. No. I don't think you know what the word farmable means. I know what you're saying. Farmable doesn't mean available. That's why they're 2 different words. I don't know anything about the kits. I've seen the character models, which is why I know Domino's coming out, because I've seen her character model. No. What is this? Raid completion reward. Toxin. I believe Toxin is one of the 2 that are coming out, because we are getting the rest of the team. I think it's the end of the year, though. Or it might, I mean... I know we're also getting Doc Ock this year. When? I couldn't tell you, man. Oh, Yo-Yo is not going to be farmable. The whole point, the thing about Yo-Yo is a 2-star Yo-Yo, a 3-star Yo-Yo, and a 4-star Yo-Yo are fine. It's Green Goblin. Mysterio stays in the team. Green Goblin gets cut from the team. Jorge. Yeah, Green Goblin is the one you get rid of. Trust me. I've seen her kit. Ice cream. Goblin goes to Spider-Verse, yeah. We'll probably need the Ravagers at 5-star to unlock Doc Ock. Why? You can already get the Ravagers that high. No, the Ravagers to Doc Ock is probably going to be required. Like, the requirement for Doc Ock is going to be absurd. Are you raw dogging that milkshake? Oh yeah, 100%. I'm super excited. She was sick into the Spider-Verse? Yeah, she was alright. The ultimate comic line, Doc Ock is a woman. I actually think that Doc Ock is going to also be the introduction to costumes. I think you're going to start seeing costumes when Doc Ock comes out specifically, because, and I think they're keeping it like kind of a secret, because I think they know. No, she's not, Jorge. I'm not letting that be said, but no, she's not. The next new legendary will be. It used to be White Suit Black Widow, Yelena Belova, because we got Taskmaster. We were supposed to get the Black Widow rework, White Suit Black Widow, and Red Guardian. Those are the characters we were supposed to get that we didn't, because it got pushed back to November. Joke, but how will he be unlocked? I don't know. If I had to guess, like honest to God guess, I would say those characters don't exist right now. I would say they'll exist later. I thought it would work well. I just didn't know how well it would work. Happy you enjoy it. So Spider-Man will be cut so that team becomes Symbiotes, Miles, and Green Goblin. Yep. Oh, no. No, that team becomes... No. That team becomes the Symbiotes, Green Goblin, and Toxin. Eternals are the Black Knight, I believe, is the legendary for the Eternals, but that's not supposed to be until September. Characters that haven't come out yet on Alexander. Eternals BO counter. I believe there'll be like more of a war style counter for Black Order. Why they pick Toxin? I think the other one is Shriek or Scream. I don't remember, but that's just, I've heard that. That's a rumor I heard. Why they pick Toxin? Toxin's dope. Because all the other symbiotes suck. Lasher, Riot, Phage, Tendril. Scream? I think Scream is... I think they're trying to get either that or they'll do like some stupid like Spider Gwenum or something. I have a 5-star Guardian team. Dope. 5-star Sinister 6 team. Nearly done with Kree. Iron Man's my only legendary. Wow, geez, Glock. You're doing work. Where are you going to put the full Black Order in your team out? Or defense? That depends exclusively, Nick, on how easy they are to beat. If there's only one team that can reliably defeat that team, they're going on defense. If they can be beaten on war, like relatively easily, then they're going on offense to be able to counter something. But in general, if a team is like the reason Asgardians are on war defense right now is because there are not multiple answers for that team yet. There's about 2, maybe 3 if you count Fantastic Four, but there's about 2 answers, right? There's Aimtron, something like that, or a really powerful supernatural team to be like, you could probably beat them with other teams too, depending on their power level, but in general there's not a lot of hard counters for that team. So until there are, that team will always be a better offense. Like for example, Ultron, clearly Ultron was a, take it easy, Jay, huge like you put him on defense, right? Medusa will be introduced to the Inhumans, yes, and take Quake's place. Well, symbiotes can beat them. Yeah, symbiotes can beat them, but like at what investment, at what power, at what punch up? They're not a hard counter, they're more of a soft counter. Things got to go your way a little bit. Why Toxin over Nolo? I'm not Fox Next. Go write them an angry letter. Yeah. You gotta, yeah. So, what about Doom? Doom's not a legendary. He's a Dark Dimension unlock. There's a reason why Dark Dimension 3 sucks. The reason why you get so much gear. There's a reason why Dark Dimension 3 is giving you so much gear, where the only thing you need that gear for is Dark Dimension 3. It's because Dark Dimension 4, my understanding of Dark Dimension 4, ice cream. My understanding of Dark Dimension 4 is that it's going to require teams based on origin. You could pick a legendary for each team missing one right now. Which would you pick? Gambit would be my legendary for the Marauders. The legendary for the symbiotes would probably be Anti-Venom. Yes, Maddie B. That's my knowledge, Sheriff. That's what I believe. The legendary for the Sinister Six would be Kraven the Hunter. The legendary for AIM would be MODOK. That's not even a question. I have no idea. Yeah, of course that's the AIM legendary. There would be no Ravager legendary, and we would be fine with that. What other teams don't have a legendary? Legendary Defender? Hellcat? Well, because Doc Ock's not a legendary. Supernatural legendary? Clea? Morbius? Nah, I wouldn't use Morbius as a legendary. Or Blade. They're not legendary status. Asgardians, Odin, Chick Thor, Angela. There's a lot of good options for, like, there's a lot of good options. Mephisto, Moon Knight. Moon Knight would be a great legendary too. He's cool as shit. Dormammu, no, Dormammu does not need to be a playable character in this game. They're already going crazy with Thanos. Like Thanos shouldn't be a play. Like, here's the point. If Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet is beatable, we have a new problem, which is they don't understand Odin shouldn't be a playable character. Like, Ultron is not as powerful as the MCU made him out to be. Ultron has been countered multiple times by like 3 guys who are bad. Wolverine killed him twice. Like, Valkyrie, I don't think Valkyrie is quite legendary. Dormammu is not to be messed with. Even in the MCU, Dormammu is as strong. Like that's an accurate depiction of how strong the like Dormammu is too powerful. It'd be like Apocalypse. Like, oh, who's gonna beat Apocalypse? Tell me the team that beats Apocalypse. Because guess what? Is not the X-Men. It's like the 40-man X-Men team with Cable. Shuri is legendary? Yeah, but like it could have been like Shuri stands as a legendary character. Shuri, like it's hilarious that they chose her, but like let's be clear, it wouldn't have mattered, right? Like Shuri is a very good character. Could Phoenix beat Apocalypse? Never did. So yeah, Apocalypse with the Horsemen. The Horsemen should be a team of 4 with like another character that if they all pass, then they can summon Apocalypse. Like that kind of thing is okay. Shuri is the smartest person in the MCU, but she's not legendary. Like it's the same reason why like I don't understand why Sue is the legendary character. Like in the movie, Phoenix there was no movie. I don't know what you're talking about. There was no movie in which Apocalypse took place. What if you put Apocalypse on a team with all his horsemen when challenged him? He's Apocalypse like Thanos changes. Well, the whole point is Apocalypse on his own. Like he doesn't need the horsemen. He makes the horsemen. That's the reason why. If you had a team of 4 horsemen, if Death Gambit existed, it would probably be a good costume. Yeah, right. Legendary status for new characters go off kit strength. Yeah. But like that's Red Onslaught. Yeah, like anyone like Thanos is pushing it, right? But I get it. I get Thanos. Doom is kind of pushing it, but I get it. Basically, if at any point in time you were like it required 40 or 50 people to defeat you and not just a team of like 5 or 6, you are probably too powerful. You know? So like Galactus, get fucked. I don't want playable Galactus. Omega Red. Omega Red has been soloed before, but I do want to see him. Well, Owen Reese, Molecule Man? Yeah. So as far as offers goes, don't buy any. As far as farming things go, one day I'll open orbs. Yeah, make them a world boss. You know, that's fine. Mag shouldn't be a legendary. He was beaten by a wooden gun before. Oh no, Mags is definitely a legendary. Mags is definitely a legendary. There are more stories of Magneto just ruining everything. Scorpion should be a legendary. No. Do you think a team for Deadpool is coming? I think we're getting 2 more characters for X-Force. I think one of them is Domino. I think the other one is, I want to say X-23, but I don't know why I think that. I don't know if that was somebody telling me something or if that was just something I read somewhere. Yeah, I want World Boss, where like everyone from an arena shard just fights a boss. Franklin Richards, yeah, right. Like playable Franklin Richards. What's his basic do? Create an alternate dimension where he wins the fight. What do his other abilities do? No, he doesn't have any other. X-23 Negasonic. I don't think we're getting a playable Negasonic. I would like to see it. Domino, X-23, and Negasonic. Who leaked it? This is very relevant because who leaked it is huge. I don't want to play as a dude in a wheelchair, man. Casino and Valley. That's fair. I don't want to play as a dude in a wheelchair. I have. They're not impressive. Why no to a playable? Why do I want a Negasonic Teenage Warhead? I'd rather Yukio. Because that means we'll have Negasonic Teenage Warhead in the game before we have Gambit. Remember that. And Rogue. If they do, there has to be the interaction where Mr. Sinister just takes him out of the chair and throws him down the stairs, because that happened in comics. Phantom X, yeah, right. Like just throw in Omega level mutants. Throw in Legion too while we're at it. So Kit Phoenix already legendary for X-Men, Professor X. Yeah, but like there's already like 15 X-Men coming, right? We have Beast still, we have Emma Frost, we have Iceman, we have so many more, and Nightcrawler, we have so many more X-Men coming. Alias, there aren't leaks, it's literally in the game. Yeah, it's not a leak when it's a data mine, and when it's a data mine it's slightly more than a leak. Like me telling you like me telling people that a rework is happening 2 months before it happens is a leak. Me telling you that I think Star-Lord is coming up next is not a leak, you know? Isn't that crazy powerful kid on X-Force 2, Kid Omega? Is it possible? It's possible for anything. It's just Fox Next doesn't do things. You know what? I should talk Fox Next too much. That's not true. I should talk them enough. But I'll give them credit where credit's due. They do a really good job of keeping teams comic accurate. Now, they might take the character models and kits from certain things, but like they really won a lot of goodwill for me when they made Juggernaut Mystic. Like, because it was so easy for them to just call him a mutant and just be lazy and let him use mutant gear. But like the fact that they were like, no, he's a mystic, means there's someone on that team. Blade is coming, but he's not legendary. Blade and Morbius are coming. They're the Halloween characters, so October. Strife isn't a Marauder? But he is Cable's clone, right? And he was cloned by Sinister? I might give that one a pass on the principle of just making it easier. Like, why is the Punisher not a defender? He's very clearly a defender. They did everything but give him the tag, you know? Like, whatever. What team will he be? Supernatural. Blade and Morbius will be Supernatural. People who say there'll be another permanent legendary, anything legitimate on there, are just dumb Oppo Reddit posts. Oh, I'm sorry, Weston, you're new here. When I say something, it happens. Sorry. I know it's a shock. A lot of times people like wander into my stream because they're like, I play Marvel Strike Force, and then they do this thing where they're like, it's just some guy saying it, and then they look and go, why are there 200 people always watching him, and no matter where he streams all the time? It's because I'm right all the time, because I have leaks from Fox Next. Do you know anything about Gambit? The character? Yeah. No, it's cool, Weston. Don't worry about it. I'm just letting you know, like, no, it's real. Like, for a fact, Nick Fury is going to be the next character that they retire. And then, for a fact, we're getting 2 more legendaries this year. I believe they were supposed to be the White Suit Black Widow and then the Eternals character. I don't know if that changed or if they're going to move things around. I know that Green Goblin is not Green Goblin, sorry. Doc Ock is not a legendary character. I know that Morbius and Blade are coming in the end of the year. But if you want to know more information, go check out the video I released in January called Predictions 2020, and it's been pretty accurate with a handful of exceptions, and all of those exceptions are time because COVID kind of happened and ruined a lot of stuff. For example, I thought that the Black Order team was going to be further back, but they ended up moving it up because the Black Widow event got pushed back instead, so they just moved things around. Fox Next needs a plumber. That's fair. How scared should we be of ISO8s? I don't know. How much money do you spend in the game? Do you have any leaks on Gambit? No. I'm gonna lean still on the predictions, but those weren't predictions, guys. That was the joke. That's information I had that was accurate, and it was accurate. Hydra rework happened, and I was like, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's happening in the first half of the year. The Merc rework was something I predicted with 100% accuracy. The only thing I was wrong about was Bullseye. I didn't think Bullseye was getting reworked. Turns out Bullseye got a slight rework where Merc's Soldier, or was it Soldier or Sniper? Which one didn't get a rework at all? One of them got like a slight stat boost, and the other one got like real stuff. But you have to like look at the kit because it wasn't in the video. Retire Fury, so they'll put him in never-ending event. Yes. Iron Man is retired from legendary rotation. Yeah, the hand legendary needs to be Karigi. New to the term, ISO 8. An ISO 8 is like a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mod. Soldier didn't get it? Sniper got counter or something? Okay. No, one of them got a rework. One of them got something very small. And then the other one got something. I think it was Soldier. Okay. The one, whichever one has Sadness Grenade, that's the one that still didn't get a rework. Keeping it so that all characters with Sadness Grenade are also, except Punisher, are dog shit. Including Hydra Sadness Grenade. I want Gambit Tony say something to the higher ups. You understand that Foxnex and I don't get along, right, Blake? Like, you know that they do not like me because every time I talk with them, like offline, like if I talk on Discord or if I talk in certain chats we have, I refer to them as fuckfaces. I go, hey, fuckfaces. Because I don't respect them. Because they haven't given me a reason to. Like, the only people who still talk to me all the time without a shadow of a doubt is Zeke's. Zeke's, if I message Zeke's right now, she will get back to me and we will have a conversation. About what? I don't know. Could talk about bullshit. Could talk about anything. Zeke's will get back to me anytime. Cerebro doesn't talk to me anymore. Oh, the people I know inside them, they have no control over what happens. I could tell you in all certainty there are people... Zeke's is my friend. Zeke's is my friend. I told her I'd help her move because she's moving in a couple weeks. But I'm also not in her state and I don't know if I can get there. So I kind of gave her an empty promise like, hey, I'll help you move. Get fucked. I'm not driving. They don't hate criticism. They don't listen to it. Because no matter how much criticism you're doing... Oh, she's in the mood now? Do you think Zeke has any... You think Cerebro has any power? Who told you Cerebro has power? Cerebro walks into Foxnext's office and goes, hey guys, look, here's the list of all of the stuff that, you know, we noticed were a big deal that we'd like you to fix. And they go, oh, this is the list? Thanks. For the record, I just hit my air conditioner with that and turned it off. That was cool as shit. I wish I was recording that. Professor X told me Cerebro has some power. How can you make video games and ignore criticism? Because they're making about $6 or $7 million. On a good month, they'll make about $6 or $7 million. On a bad month, they'll make like $4 or $5 million. And like, if you make $4 or $5 million and people are telling you you're doing a poor job, you're not gonna pretend like that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, well, you're right. Like Red Stars, man, everyone keeps complaining about Red Stars, but like every month we still make the most money because they're not paying attention to the fact that the money they're making is coming from a very small percentage of the community that is willing to continue to spend. And as that community, even that community starts dwindling, like there are whales that don't play the game anymore that you don't know. You know, like you don't know that they don't play the game because their accounts were sold or moved, and now those people who took over aren't spending money because like someone spent, you know, $150,000 on this account and I bought it for $10,000. Like, I'm not going to give any more money to the game. Like, so they just don't pay attention to that stuff. Like, they don't care. And then as the number of people who are starting to play the game and spending is getting lower and lower, and as the people who've been playing for as long as I have are starting to quit because the game is boring, and more importantly, because there's multiple games coming out in the next couple of months. Correct, Keelan. They might have started again, I don't know, but he definitely stopped 2, 3, 4 months ago. Yeah, well, no, it's not the profit curve. Like, what's coming out that's good? If you like card games, Marvel Duels. If you like MMOs, Future Revolution. And if you like games like Diablo, excuse me, Realm of Champions, all coming out this year, at least in beta. Can you say those future games? Yeah. And I'll be doing content for whichever one grabs me the fastest. And that's it. He's active. He's in Reminex's alliance. Not saying it's the same person. Widowmaker. Oh no, I didn't say Widowmaker's account isn't active. I know who's playing Widowmaker's account. I can tell you who's playing Widowmaker's account. I can also tell you who's playing Swift Eagle, Tadano Mac, Pipster, old OXT, Kraken. I can tell you who's playing all those accounts. How do you feel about that third-person Avenger game coming out? Oh, the game that I will be streaming the day it comes out live on every platform, Avengers for PS4 or the console. Yeah, I'll be playing the hell out of that game. Is 10G going right for one of those accounts? Not really. At this point, if you want to spend $10,000, you could start right now and be further ahead for $10,000. How many cores would one get from spending 10K for an account? Cores, that's not even a question. You don't have to worry about cores. TM back. I'm not saying anything on that because I can't confirm any of it. Not that I don't know for a fact it's true. I just can't actually say anything to confirm it because people will be mad at me for saying it. As of right now, you guys can just call me a liar. Like, that's fine. I've been called worse. Like, but there are a lot of people who aren't playing on accounts that exist. There's a lot of people who are playing multiple accounts right now too. Release dates on those games? Nope. Banned, Larry. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna take a quick break. What time is it? So I know, because then I'm gonna go over Twitch and play some DSA. I've been streaming for a long time. Anyway, as far as the wrap up for this is concerned, I just want to reiterate a couple of things. I should be about 64. I should be really close to 64 next week, right? No real problems there. 10K real money, dude. I've spent $16,000 on this game. Like, like money is not hard, like, to spend on this game. Like, it's super easy to spend money. But I've spent for 2 years, and it's been getting less and less as time's gone. We refer to $8,000 in this community as a family vacation. So I've spent 2 family vacations on this game. And the reason why it's a family vacation is because it's the only thing you can't get back. Time and the love of your family. And you chose to spend it on a mobile game. And if you don't have them, great. You could have. Take it easy, guys. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So all we're doing right now is very simple. We are working on the Sinister 6. We'll be fine. We have no problem with the amount of time. We're waiting on Starlord. I'm going to do a little bit of progress as far as I can on some things. Hopefully I can unlock Carnage. As far as the characters that are close to unlock, Gamora is irrelevant. I'm not even going to touch her. Kree Noble would be a nice unlock, but like whatever. AIM, Monstrosity, Storm. None of these guys really make too much of a difference. Maybe one day I'll unlock Venom or Iron Fist. I think I could farm Venom too. Oh, I can. Cool. 6. It's because I never farmed him before. Anyway, we're gonna work on a couple of other guys. We're gonna do what we can. I'm not really worried about anything that's changing over the next couple of days in my free-to-play account, but hopefully next week's, now that Star Wars Guarantee, you're just gonna work Sinister 6. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to push for a 6-star version of Starlord. Listen, here's the truth. If Starlord is not the next legendary, if it is Phoenix, I will swap what I'm doing. I will work on Starlord to try to get him to 6-star. But until that point, I'll be fine. Because then I'll have about 3 weeks to do it. Because I have the week of Phoenix, the week off, the week before Starlord and Starlord. Then I'll push for a 6-star Starlord. Until that point, there's really no reason to. And I really don't want to have to target farm Mantis. You know, like, she's the problem. Because every time I target farm her, I'm losing out on Rhino shards. Where it's same thing with Ravager Bruiser, like, it sucks to have to farm him. Anyway, have a good night, have a great day. I'm heading on over to Twitch in about 10 minutes, so I'll see you then. Be good, everybody. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.